Hello, Candy. You got here quick. I hadn't even posted the links yet. You're so quick. That's the wrong one. There we go. Get that. Whoops. Oh, thank God I only closed that and not the wrong bloody app. Almost closed the OBS. Almost ended the stream before it even started. There we go. Post the link. Easy stuff.
A voice. And
that's the video we're reacting to. Oh, there we go. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Alright. We'll get warmed up and then we will react to it. So yes. Stuff. Let's make sure I got everything loaded. Everything's okay. Oh, early stream this time. Early stream. Because we got a big video to go through. This is a 20-minute long video. And I know I'm going to probably spend a good chunk of it ranting. So it's probably a good idea we jump on this bad boy early. Because it's going to be a long one. Plus I don't want to go all night. What other videos? Oh yeah, we got the anime degeneracy feet juice. That's only been up for 17 hours. I don't want to react to that too early. I want to react to that next stream. Anyways, why do you think there was a big shift in people's thoughts, lollies? Depends on the person. I think some people turned on the lolly community because of the general, I would say, I mean, if you look at certain content creators that are in the Christian right-leaning area, the far right, a lot of them are just trying to appease to their friends group, right? Their own little clique. While there are some on the left that just don't like anything within the Japanese culture itself. Like, is there some weird stuff in the anime community? Yeah, there's some weird stuff in there. But again, it's simply fiction, not reality, right? I don't have to like everything in the anime community, but that doesn't mean I have to consume it as well. The anime community is a very large community, so you don't have to, you know, relish in every aspect of it. I don't have to mold the entire anime community to my wants and desires. I think the problem with a lot of the far right is this egotistic mindset that everything has to be made for them because they're the center of the universe. And I find most of them seem to be kind of the Christian right that do that. The best example is back then no one cared, as seen in Noble's videos about protect or looting lollies. I mean, a lot of the content creators that were pro-lolly that are now anti-lolly, I think, again, it all goes down to... I think it all comes down to just the general political atmosphere. A lot of content creators have shifted their opinions. You look at Tectone. Tectone used to play a lot of gotcha games. He used to be very pro-anime, very pro-lolly. Used to be very pro-gotcha. Then suddenly he pivoted his content. Now he's more political. Now he's making constant Hassan videos. So now he's more focused on trying to attack the very communities that he fostered in. And because his community is mostly just toxic trolls, they don't care, right? And you look at Rev Said Desu, you look at Straub. They both built their content on the lolly community, non-safe for work content, girlfriend experience type ASMR stuff. Now suddenly they've turned on it. Nux Taku, exact same. He grifted off of VTubing, lollies, all the rest. There's a bunch of VTubers that have lolly avatars, but they attack the lolly community, and they go, oh no, but my avatar isn't lolly. And it's like, yeah, no, it's not how it works. So I feel like when you look at the general shift, and again, I'm not a big lolly person. I don't really like, I'm not like a big lolly enthusiast. I just simply don't like the hypocrisy. That's what it comes down to. Because a lot of people say, oh, but you're like a lolicon. No, no, I'm not a lolicon. I just don't like the hypocrisy. That's really it. And there's a lot of VTubers that love attacking the lolly community and the non-safe for work community, but they make non-safe for work content themselves. It's all part of a grift. It's all part of a trend. They all wanted to jump in on it when it was trendy. Now that it's trendy to hate on it, that's what they do. Rev used to be okay with looting lollies, by the way. He said we should loot the dragon lolly Millum. Yeah, I've got screenshots that people have showed me where him and his wife have both been talking very sexual about lolly characters, right? Almost LARPing as like little lolly characters, and it's just like, and then suddenly it's all sinful and inappropriate, but they never want to talk about their past. So I think it's very obvious that a lot of these content creators have just been using their audience to grift and grow. And I think it's a culture shock. I think a lot of people are not able to handle the fact that the content creators they've supported for years. I mean, imagine being a fan of a content creator that you've supported for 5, 7, 8, 10, potentially 12 more years, right? Because I've been doing content creation for pretty much like 10 years now. And you imagine finding out that some of these content creators that have been doing it for 10, 15 years, they've been grifting the entire time. Imagine finding that out, and you've been supporting them the entire time. It's a culture shock. Some people don't want to admit it. They're going through different stages of grief, which sounds insane, but I think some people are. They're going through, it's almost like a bad breakup, right? Where they're coming to terms with the fact that the very people that they worshipped, that they looked up to, that they idolized, are in fact not their champions, not their allies. And I think that's what's happening within the anime community, is we're learning that a lot of the people that used to be seen as the champions of the anime community, they're in fact not quite the champions as people put them out to be. And I think there's still a lot more exposing to be done. But because everything is so politically motivated between left versus right, a lot of people don't want to be critical of their own side. And this was something I saw only recently, is one VTuber talking about being critical of, like, having a critical mindset. And I thought to myself when I read it, I was like, you know, it's cute to tell people to be critical and not like blindly believe what a content creator says, but you also need to be willing to actually criticize your own echo chamber and your own side. It's easy to tell your audience to think critical when you yourself will not think critical yourself, or when you do, you'll deliberately suppress your own critical thinking because you don't want to step on your own friends and your own mutual content creators' toes. And that's one of the reasons why it's really hard to respect a lot of content creators on the left and the right, because a lot of them, you can tell they're too scared to actually practice what they preach. And that's why there are a lot of content creators on the left and the right that don't like me, because I don't fit into a box. I'm not loyal to a specific political side. I'm not beholden to a cult mindset. I will call out what I see as inappropriate, no matter what side they're on. And that's what they don't like. They don't like the fact that I won't bend the knee to their specific political side and, you know, bend allegiance to it. So I'm more of a outsider in the sense of things. There's a fly. Yeah, got it. It's the same bloody fly too. I supported Rev before he made drama content. When his wife went against lollies, immediately I unsubscribed, unfollowed. I mean, it's kind of funny because both of them have lolly avatars. Both of them know what the definition of lolicon means, which is kind of ironic because a lot of the Christian groups that are attacking the lolicon community don't even know what the definition of the word lolicon is anymore, even though Rev and Straw both did years ago. They both knew what the word was because they criticized people for misusing the word. So it seems to be a topic that's always coming up. Hey Bonta, Bontu. Are you going to change in the future? Also, who's the best dragon maid girl? I don't intend to change, right? Who I am. I've always stayed true to myself. It doesn't mean that I'm not open-minded enough to have an opinion that I'm willing to mold, right? I'm not stubborn enough where if there's an opinion that I have and someone presents a good argument, that I'm willing to see reason. But there's a difference between seeing reason through logic and understanding and conversation, and then just completely flipping the script and completely turning on the very audience that you cultivated, and then trying to rewrite history. And then anytime someone criticizes you for it, you block them or you cry victim. And that seems to be what a lot of content creators on the right are doing, right? They're very quick to call out the left, but they're not willing to also be critical of their own side that does the same stuff. Hey, Daily Charm. What's going on? I was just answering Candy Sensei's questions here before I get started on the video that I'll be doing, which is I'll be reacting to this. Which, dreading, but it's going to be entertainment. My suffering for your entertainment. So that's what we'll be going over. But I do feel like I go around in a bit of a circle when talking about this kind of conversation. But at the same time, it is the current relevant conversation that seems to be cropping up quite a lot within the anime community. I mean, I look at someone like, and I know I'm going to use a specific name here, like Chibi Reviews, right? Chibi's very, very quick to also criticize people that attack the lolly community, right? Call for censorship, that kind of stuff. But I have noticed that Chibi is a little bit more hesitant to call out his own friends group, right? He's not willing to call out Tectone. He's not willing to call out Nux. He's not willing to call out Rev. Those kinds of people, right? So Chibi does kind of a lot of similar stuff where he treads on eggshells as well, where he's a little bit scared to kind of call these people out that are promoting the same mindset as others. I'm just going to quickly deal with the cat before we start the video because she's going to keep scratching indefinitely. No, you're not getting more food. Oh. Cat never stops. She keeps wanting food. I think she wants to go for a pee, but because it's raining outside, she doesn't like going out on the lawn to pee when it's raining. So then she just annoys me for hours on end until she finally decides to go outside. If you ask me, some people are really weird and they're dangerous for anime community. We need to gatekeep the tourists and the corporations, otherwise we lost about it. I do agree that we need to be more determined to gatekeep and call out bad actors. My biggest concern is a lot of the people that preach against censorship and call out a lot of these bad actors, they're not willing to call out their own side, because again, everything is a tribe, right? It's the left versus the right. And I'm starting to notice that there is a third group, a almost third faction growing, which I would see as more the center. And I think a lot of that is where people are getting fed up of both extremes. It's the horseshoe theory, right? Where you're seeing the extreme left and the extreme right, they're both no different than to each other, right? I kind of find it funny because recently there was a VTuber that was complaining about being censored from the UK government, but she was actively defending censorship against the anime community and all the rest, because she was like, oh, you know, I actually am not anti-censorship, I'm actually pro-censorship. And then within weeks, she gets censored. But then she complains about censorship. And it's just the level of irony that I think a lot of content creators have, is that they're adamantly against censorship when it's on them, but they don't mind seeing other people censored. And I think it's just that layer of irony in itself. And a lot of people use the excuse, oh, but that's harmful because it's corn and all the rest. And it's like I said in my last stream, what is the definition of corn, right? What is the definition of it? Because the definition is very broad. And they say, oh, let's ban corn. But again, the definition of porn, right? I'll use the right word there, porn, is the sexual arousal. So that means anything can be classified as porn. It's like, look at the old days, right? There's an old Simpsons episode where you've got a bunch of those Karens that are complaining about the statue, right? The ancient statue. I think it's a Greek statue specifically. It's either a Greek or a Roman statue. And the guy has his genitals showing, right? And they're complaining because they want to censor it. But people are saying, yeah, but it's art. It should be protected by free speech. But those individuals are like, oh, but it's porn. It's inappropriate. Think of the children. And it's like, yeah, but you're not putting it on a public display, are you? It's like, no, it's in a museum where you've got to be of a certain age. And the irony in it is that the very same people now that are trying to claim that, oh, we want beautiful women in video games and, oh, we're against DEI and woke rubbish, are the very same Christians that are actively defending censorship within the very same medium, saying, oh, no, we should ban anything that is seen as porn to them. Which, again, the definition of porn is sexual arousal. High School DxD could be classified as softcore porn, which is still porn, so they could censor that. High School DxD, Trinity 7, Data Life. You could go after a variety of different shows, and you could look at something like Stellar Blade, right? There's the game that came out, Stellar Blade, and it's kind of funny because the very same right-leaning content creators that have been championing this game are the very same people, some of them, not all, but some of them are the same people that are actively defending censorship. And it's ironic because if they got their way, that game would be also censored. Which is ironic because they attacked the left for defending censorship and trying to censor beautiful women, but they're now trying to suppress beautiful women. It's this ultimate irony that is coming from the far right, is the very same people from the far right that are saying, oh no, freedom of expression and we want beautiful characters, are the very same people that are trying to suppress beautiful characters. Could watching your stream be considered a porn? Who knows at this point, right? Because, again, the definition of porn is very broad. It's very broad. And that's why I don't trust Christians to be put in power. Because they let their faith cloud their judgment and critical thinking. And all they're interested in is using power to control others and to suppress others. But the reality is at some point, someone else is going to get that power. And they're going to weaponize that power against the very same people that are pushing for censorship. How long have I been streaming? 17 minutes. So it's why I'm adamantly against censorship, because the very tools that these people are building to try and censor other people is going to be used against them, which is ironic when you think about it. It's the ultimate irony itself that the very Christians that were crying only years ago when the left were in power, my free speech, censorship is bad, are now the same people that are now in power in the US that are now saying, oh no, we defend censorship. Because as soon as they get the power, they get the reins, they then want to misuse it and censor people. But once they start censoring people and the left gets back into power, which is inevitably going to happen, they'll be censored as well. Which is the ultimate irony in itself, that they're building a tool set that the very left is going to use to censor them. And it's hard for me to have sympathy for these right-leaning Christian zealots when they're pushing for censorship and they're going to end up getting censored themselves. And they complain about cultural appropriation and the left destroying culture and all the rest, but they're the same people that want to destroy other cultures because, oh, it's pornography. It's just like, I think the ultimate irony is Christians believe that they're an authority above themselves. They believe that they are above all else, that they are superior, which just demonstrates a real heavy layer of irony and hypocrisy in themselves. And I don't think this is all Christians. I think these are just the content creator Christians, because they're the ones that get attention, right? They're the ones that will muster the very toxic ones. And one of the things that I noticed over the last year, in this last year alone, some of the threats that I've had on my life and people calling for me to be killed have come from Christians, have actively come from Christians. And I can name the communities that they've come from. I can name them because I know which communities they're coming from. Leaflets, Salim's, the Goat Girl, I forget her name, her community, some of Nines' community. And again, I don't blame the individual content creators, but I've seen where they've come from. I've looked at who they follow and who they interact with and which content creators also follow them back. And it all seems to be the same groups, the same Christian female content creators, and even Knights, the Templar guy, right? Their communities are constantly going around telling people that they want them dead. And they've attacked me numerous of times, calling for my death. That doesn't mean that the left isn't doing it as well, but I've noticed a large resurgence in right-leaning Christian content creator communities constantly going around calling for death. I just think it's an ultimate layer of irony in itself, because it was only years ago they were calling out the left for doing that, and now they're the ones doing it. So it's sad. It disappoints me, because I really like a lot of those content creators. I have a lot of respect for them. I talk to some of them regularly. So thank you, Cine, for the raid itself. We're just about to get started, actually, on my inevitable torture. My inevitable torture of reacting to anime fans got weird about women. So probably a perfect time to start actually reacting to it. I'm not right nor Christian. I just hate leftist activists destroying. I agree. I don't like when activists, and I mean, this is a great example right here, right? You've got these activists that come into your communities. They jump in. They're like, hey, we got to change this. We got to change that. You know, the male gaze. That's the one thing I see all the time, is the male gaze being used a lot. It frustrates me so much seeing the whole male gaze thing thrown in our face. Like, oh, Fairy Tail, Demon Slayer. I think she ends up showing a couple in there. But there's a lot of, like, male gaze. And then there's, like, whenever it comes to male shows that are much more fan servicey, they're okay with that, right? They're all, like, all on board with the female gaze. But when it comes to the male gaze, it's like, no, we can't have the male gaze. So, oh, yeah. Now seeing the raid come in. Thank you again, Cine, for raiding the stream before we start the inevitable torture itself. I was watching You Torture Yourself Riv Stellar Blade, which I think Stellar Blade's a great game. I think it's a real testament as well. Stellar Blade proves that people still want sexy, powerful women characters, right? And I mean, the fact that Stellar Blade is going to get a sequel and we're going to get it on all different consoles, all different platforms, I think is a great testament. It shows that, again, there is a clear audience for it, because the DEI, the activist types are always saying, oh no, people don't want these types of sexy women. And it's like, yeah, no, people do want it. People want it. No one wants to look at an ugly ass. I sure as hell don't. I had a huge crush on the death of the kid. Add a kid. Okay. This is a 5-year-old video, right? No, this is a 7-day-old video. This is 7 days old. I did a video on it specifically talking about it, but I wanted to go over it in more detail because there is a lot of specific stuff that she goes over that I really want to kind of critique and go into more detail. So, but before I started stream like 10-15 minutes late because my camera broke. Well, it just stopped working, so I had to like fix it up before we actually got started. So, changing to appeal to those. I think this is the problem, is that there's a lot of these activists that are constantly pushing this idea that men don't actually really want these kinds of characters. And it's like, well, that's just not true. But then they go to, oh, well, if you want those kind of characters, well, you're a man and your testosterone and the male gaze and masculinity and all those horrible things. Here because of Lady Sinai, but sorry, Madru, gotta see. Thanks for dropping by anyway. But yeah, so we'll start the video and we'll slowly see me descend into madness because I'm gonna crash out. And we know what happens when I crash out.
I've engineered my channel, most of my YouTube content, around analyzing women in anime.
You specifically targeted male anime shows women, not female characters in your type of shit. I'm already getting crashed now.
As a woman who watches anime.
No, you don't. You watch select mainstream animes.
So, I have a lot of thoughts on this topic. Get in.
Yeah. No insults. We'll save the insults for a bit later.
Losers, we're talking about TikTok, Joey the Anime Man, and female characters.
My anime hot take is that we need more female protagonists.
Enough said. Sailor Moon, Madoka Magica, those are the obvious ones.
Serial Experiment Lane, Girl Who Leapt Through Time, Kill la Kill, Kanan, Ogre Proxy.
Someone said, how does it not make sense? When I said it does not make sense.
Let me explain what Joey did wrong here in a more...
Let me explain what Joey did wrong here. No, Joey's right. Joey's right here. You don't have to like Joey, but Joey's right. There is an ample amount of strong, good, female-written characters. You know what the problem is? Is because they're not mainstream enough. These dumbasses... I'm trying to hold back. I'm really trying to hold back from insulting. We're holding back at least 50% of the insults. These dumbasses only care about whether a show is mainstream or not. That's it. It's every show that they watch has to be mainstream. It has to be like this top tier, top 5 anime. And because, again, anime community has a lot of males in it, and a lot of females enjoy a lot of male shows... Naturally, a lot of these showman-type shows are going to be high on the charts. You know, One Piece is popular for a reason. Demon Slayer was popular for a reason. My Hero Academia was popular for a reason, right? But you notice that all these women, they latch on like a leech onto these and go, oh no, I want to change what I want. Then go watch what you want. No, it's not popular enough. Well, that ain't my fucking problem, bitch. Why does it matter if your favorite show is popular or not? That's the problem. It's a popularity contest. These women are treating anime as high school popularity contest. Oh, well, my favorite thing has to be popular or else it loses its value. No, it doesn't lose value. You've put popularity as its value system. That is not what makes a good manga or an anime or light novel good. What makes it good is your enjoyment. If you enjoy it, then it's valuable. But because these women are so superficial, so surface level, so egotistic in having to sit there and constantly be on this pedestal of, oh, I have to feel special because my favorite thing has to be above everyone else's, they're not willing to like a show because they like it. Instead, they have to like a show because it's popular. I've had this same argument with the same types of chicks that have said the same types of things, and they all come back to the same point. That they know that there's plenty of shows made for them. They don't give a fuck. They just want it to be mainstream. Who cares if it's mainstream? Some of my favorite mangas are not mainstream. And to be honest, I don't want them to be mainstream. Because filthy peasants in the anime community don't appreciate the finer arts of Dance in the Vampire Bund. I know, I'm going back to that. That's my classic. Dance in the Vampire Bund is a true classic of its time. And the fact that the author actually shared my video, I'm going to hold that as a pedestal of my peak career. Even though it's a 2K video, I don't give a shit. I was happy. That was the happiest I ever was when I saw the author share that video and he's like, this is a banger video. Even though he couldn't understand a single word I said, peak of my career. Didn't give a shit. And I can't even find an anime. The funniest thing about Dance of the Vampire Bum is that I cannot find a Discord community or a subreddit that talks about it. There is no English community for Dance in the Vampire Bund. There isn't one that exists. But the manga still gets released in English. How does that exist? How? The manga is still releasing to this day, and yet, there's no community for it. Clearly, people don't care that it's not mainstream, they just enjoy it. As should these dumbasses. Well, of course, it makes... it's just so frustrating because it's like everything to these chicks is like a popularity contest when it comes to anime. It's like, oh, well, my favorite anime isn't mainstream. Who cares? Just enjoy it.
More analytical way.
This video so...
And as much as I don't like how Joey's changed over the years, he's right here. He's absolutely right. There is plentiful of strong female, good written characters. And there's a variety of them. It's just these specific chicks constantly only want to hone in on the ones that they don't like and then try to force change, which is peak irony because they're the same ones that say, oh, well, if you don't like it, go watch something else. Practice what you preach, bitch.
Weird to me because I've never seen
And I
a
feel
group
like
of
the
people
reason
try
why
to
this take doesn't really make any sense.
Damn. I guess we do need more female anime.
No one ever leaves high schools. Apparently, yeah. I was glad when I left high school. I didn't enjoy high school very much. I didn't have the best of memories.
Protagonists.
Even though I'm still friends with people that I know from high school.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no.
Hello, I'm InaQ. Welcome back to my channel. This upload was supposed to be my JoJo's Part 3 video, but I have been thinking about this TikTok discourse
Clearly, you didn't think hard enough because you came to the wrong conclusion.
non-stop, and every time I opened YouTube or Instagram during the week, I kept seeing this discussion being talked about, and especially the responses that people were having to Joey. To catch you up on this, basically, a creator named Trapped in Anime posted a convention interview TikTok.
Which, to be honest, these convention interviews are always exactly the same. They're identically the same. They go look for a chick in a cosplay, and they look for one that they know is going to get triggered, and they ask them the same goddamn question. Hot take, and straight away it's always, I want female representation, because they know that's what's going to get them the clicks. They don't want to ask someone a genuine question. Like, hot take is... I actually really don't know if I have a hot take. Now I'm trying to think of a hot take. I can't think of one. Damn. Cat Planet Cuties is the greatest anime of all time. There we go. That's my hot take. Women are always about their feelings and don't think about it objectively. So it's kind of like me and Mushoku Tensei. The writer did too good and the MC creeps me out. This chick is going to say something retarded. I can tell. Oh yeah, she goes on the full tantrum. You should wait until Mushoku Tensei Season 3 comes out. Holy shit. Mushoku Tensei Season 3. If you think Season 1 and Season 2 upset people, we're in for peak content for Mushoku Tensei Season 3. Everyone knows the rat. The rat is coming. And when the rat hits, we're in for peak chaos. There's going to be so many content creators that are going to crash out. I hope they actually follow the light novel perfectly. I hope they go every note to note from the light novel, because my god, is Season 3 going to trigger so many people. I'm just taking a vacation on the second channel until Mushoku Tensei, and I'm like, we're going to have so much peak content. Hot take, this chick's makeup is atrocious. So it's... What makes me laugh is the fact that she's trying to look like an anime fan by the shirt and having the Soul Eater 2 books and a bunch of the Witch Hat books in the back. And I'm just like, nah. That's a good grift that you're doing there. I always find it funny when they try and do the whole couch thing and they've just got like a couple of books in the background and like one small little plushie toy. And it's like, nah. You fake, girl.
TikTok where he asked a girl for her hot anime take. And this girl says, we need more female protagonists. That's it. That was the take. And
yeah, it's a shit take. It's still a shit take because there's plenty of female protagonists. And people say, oh, but there's more now than ever before. Yeah, because the anime industry has grown. We get more isekais, we get more romances, we get more battle showmans, we're getting more of everything. Supply and demand, baby. That's how capitalism works.
Anime fans reacted like she personally walked to Japan with a gun and shot Naruto in the chest.
That is a weird analogy. I do not get the point of that analogy. Could you at least make a good analogy?
And a lot of people made response videos. They went to...
It's also a shit take because it's an overused take. We hear it every year from different conventions. It's hot take from some chick. She always says female representation. And you point out all the shows that they would like. and they go, I don't care, it has to be mainstream. And it's like, why does it matter?
To war in the comments. And I think overall what fascinated me so much about the reaction wasn't even necessarily whether if I agreed with her or not. Well, especially her wording, but I'll get.
This is because I've watched part of this. The best part about this video is how she will deliberately take the word out of context and twist it to fit her narrative.
Get to that.
Because Joey actually does the right thing here, and he actually follows what the chick said word for word. She doesn't. She takes it completely out of context.
What really got me was how quickly the conversation escalated emotionally, because in one sentence this somehow turned into a massive debate about just a bunch of things. A debate on whether anime fans were misogynistic, whether anime has good female characters, whether Western audiences...
No, that was never the discussion. I think you're just inserting your own headcanon, because most of the discussion behind that clip was basically, yes, there's plenty of female representation. Look at all these shows. Go watch them.
Understand anime, if this girl's a tourist, and if women are asking for too much, whether anime fans are
Women are always asking for too much.
too defensive. This TikTok triggered a lot of the fandom to the point where one of the biggest creators on anime YouTube, Joey the Anime Man, made a response video listing a bunch of anime with female protagonists. And before I get into any criticisms of Joey's response, and especially his response to all those responses, I want to make something very clear. I get why people on the surface are mad. I get what Joey was trying to say, but like, why did you have to be so arrogant about
The irony of you saying that while being arrogant is funny.
it? Taking off your glasses, like...
Damn. I guess we do need more female anime protagonists, huh?
Yeah, that's the joke, sweetheart. Like, that's the joke. He's doing the Reddit thing deliberately. It's called satire. Satire. I know Joey can be special sometimes, but Joey's right. Joey's more arrogant. She's more arrogant than Joey. Yes, she is. She's substantially more arrogant. I've seen some of her videos. She's insanely arrogant, insanely condescending, but then she sits there and cries a victim complex the moment she receives a drop of criticism. And she's notoriously known for taking so much out of context and twisting interpretation. I also generally get annoyed at how she uses the word weeb as well. I hate when people misuse the word weeb. Women aren't funny. I don't know. There was this VTuber I was watching last night. She was beating her cheese. I thought that was pretty funny.
How bro felt after saying that. For real though, I want to specify on her wording, because not to put a queen down, I do agree that anime does already have so many female protagonists. Anime, I'd say, is one of, if not the biggest medium to have female protagonists in it. And I became a weeb because I watched...
It's not how you use the word weeb! I hate when people misuse the word weeb. Stop misusing it! You're not a weeb, you're an otaku. You're a nerd. Well, you're not, you're faking it. But still, irrelevant to the point. If you're going to use the word, it's otaku, not weeb. A weeb, by definition, is someone that is completely delusional in who they are and thinks that they're Japanese and disowns their own culture to pretend to LARP as a Japanese person when you're not. Tell us how you probably use. The word weeb is an insult to Westerners that can't differentiate the difference between being an anime fan and LARPing as a Japanese or an anime character. So an example would be, and I see this all the time in my local conventions and near my anime store, is people will dress half Japanese and half like Western, and they'll use broken English and broken Japanese in conversations. That they'll go up to their friend and they'll start talking partial English, and then they'll go, death, baka, and they'll throw in part Japanese, part English to try and sound like an anime character. That is part of being a weeb. The dressing, the hair, the attitude, the reality, not understanding the difference between fiction and reality, and LARPing as a Japanese person when you are not a Japanese person, that is being a weeb. That is the cringe version of taking otaku too far. You can be an anime fan, an enthusiast, an absolute nerd, and still not be a weeb. A weeb is an insult towards Westerners that take otaku or nerd culture too far. So anytime I see someone use the word weeb, they're basically self-identifying as a retard. That's been a weeaboo. Weeaboo and weeb are exactly the same word. Just want to point that out. Weeaboo and weeb are the exact same word. I've seen people say that one all the time. They're like, oh, but that's a weeboo. Nope, that weeaboo, same word. They're both the same word. So when you use the word weeb, it means a very cringy version of otaku. So she's self-identifying as a retard. The word weeb has always been used as an insult. Always. It's only in 2020, when all the COVID weebs came in, as they refer to them, is when that word started to become more of a meme than anything else, and content creators started coining it as more of a self-identification. I get triggered by the word because I've seen what real weebs look like, or weeaboos, either word, right? I've seen what they really look like, and trust me, I cringe in agony. I get secondhand embarrassment. She's such a bucket. See, you're doing it right. That's how it works. They start talking part English. Then doesn't that show she's not really an otaku? Technically, I would say she's none of them. I would say she's just LARPing as a anime fan, but not understanding what the definition of anime fan is. Did I just break my fucking thing? No. Fixed it. It's still good.
Soul Eater, which was my gateway anime. And
I didn't even hear weeb before 20. It's because the word weeb was used as an insult. So most people didn't use it unless it was used as an insult years ago. Now it's been used as unironically as, it's almost been coined as like the word like otaku. Because technically what she should be using is the word otaku. I still don't classify her as of an otaku or an anime enthusiast or an anime nerd. I don't even see herself as a weeb. I just see her as a grifter or a tourist.
And it had a female protagonist on it. This is a Soul Eater shirt, not with the female protag on it, but I love my girl Maka Albarn. I love my girl Maka. She probably has the best opening for a female character in anime.
You, serial killer Jack the Ripper. Your murdering days are done. Your soul is mine.
But like, overall, I don't think she was saying that there weren't any female protagonists. If you continue the video,
See, now she's trying to put words in the mouth.
she says Madoka Magica, Sailor Moon. They give examples, but also say that she wants more.
Now, granted, we do have some. We could always use more.
We need more.
But if you had to pick, who would you say are some of your top-tier anime female protagonists out there right now?
The entire cast of Madoka Magica.
Well said. Oh, of course, even a classic Sailor Moon.
Yes, of course.
Can't go wrong with
Most powerful in the anime universe.
We don't know what she...
Yeah, but she's self-admitting that there is heat, but then saying, I want more. Which again, you're not actually using... You're again taking... She's running Soul Eater for... she is running. But that's the thing, like, she's doing that. She's taking it out of context. She's going, well, actually, she meant something different. No, she literally said, I want more female representation. The guy goes, hey, but there is heaps. And she's going, yeah, there is, but I want more. She's not saying anything else beyond that other than, I want more of this. This chick is trying to add in additional context that doesn't exist, which Joey is correct on. Joey is correct. There is plenty. And yeah, Joey names a couple of the same ones. But it's a point that Joey is trying to make is that there is so many female representation out there that these women are just never happy. Give them 100 more. They still will complain. Because it's never about how many there are. It's about making those female-dominated shows the mainstream audience. They don't like that most people enjoy the male stuff. They want it to be only the women that get all the attention. It comes down to high school popularity contest. That's the problem.
She actually meant. Maybe she meant more female shows that reach the mainstream. And there are female characters in the mainstream currently, which is great, like Freerin, Apothecary Diaries, Witch Hat, but there could also be more. Honestly.
Okay, then go. Yeah, but see what you're doing right there? You're only naming the mainstream ones. You're only naming mainstream. You could go watch non-mainstream female characters, stories. There are plenty of them out there. But you only care about mainstream because Apothecary Diary is super popular. Is it like Demon Slayer popular? No. But Apothecary Diary is very popular. I mean, it's got a season 3 coming out, which is going to have 2 cores instead of 1, which means we're getting double the amount of content as far as the anime goes, and we're getting a movie as well. I'm going to probably go to the cinema and watch the movie for that. But that's going to be a standalone story. That's not going to be part of the light novels. So, Apothecary Diary is a very popular series. So is Freeran, right? But the only thing she seems to be focused on is mainstream. There's heaps of good female character stories out there like these. They're just not mainstream. But all she cares about is whether it's mainstream or not. That's all she cares about, which demonstrates that all she cares about is being popular.
The state of anime and media today, this is the most I've seen women be talked about as protagonists, which is amazing. This makes me really, really happy because 5 years ago, yeah, there were anime with women at the forefront, but they weren't given as much attention or as much love as these characters today. I would know because I made this take sort of 5 years ago.
Shonen girls aren't trash. To start with, most of these girls, other than the top left one, I don't really like her, but I like all of those. Lucy's a very strong, good character. Whether you like Fairy Tail or not, she's a good character. She's a strong character. She goes through multiple story arcs, and honestly, she gets as much story development, in my opinion, probably as bloody Natsu. And you've also got to remember, My Hero Academia is not about her, or whatever the hell you call it, Gravity Girl, right? It's not about her. It's about Deku. See, this is the problem. You want a story that is about a male character as the main lead to not be about the main lead. You want it to be about a female lead. Okay, then go watch a anime specifically made for women. But no, you have to go into showman animes and then go, oh, why isn't the female character the main lead? Because it's not made that way. It's made as a male lead. Oh, well, it shouldn't exist like that. Fuck off.
Sort of 5 years ago, I made this video. Yeah, granted, my video was more detailed than a 30-second TikTok. And I've grown. There are parts of that video that I disagree with now, but overall, the message of it, I stand 10 toes down on. Go watch the video if you're curious, but I will say right now I'm a much better writer and communicator than I was 5 years ago. But TLDR of this video is that
is Tanya a male or female MC? That's a good question. That's a good question. But I will tell you what is a female lead. SAO. Sword Art Online has a beautiful male lead character called Kirito.
Wanted better writing for the female characters of popular shows, because most of the time they would be introduced as capable. Audiences, or me specifically, would get hyped, but then the writer would bait you, and the girl doesn't really actually get characterization, and nothing happens.
You're gonna make me violence 15. What, on me? Or for her? I was trolling about Kirito being a great. I do that to my friend all the time because he's a massive SAO fan, so I love trolling him. I have so many good like SAO insults. I hate SAO so much. My friend loves it. My friend absolutely loves SAO. And I did do a cosplay of Kirito, but that was back when that was back when my friend was, we were going to conventions, and we were going to conventions kind of a couple of times, and he's like, oh yeah, I want to cosplay, and he wanted to do Kirito. And I was like, okay, but I don't really know too many animes that I was kind of getting into at the time that were, like, I knew about old animes that I'd watched, but I didn't know any good ones that I could cosplay as. So I did Kirito as well, but I did the white outfit. He did the black outfit. So many chicks wanted photos with me. No chicks wanted photos with him because there was at least 8 other Kiritos in the black outfit. I was the only one with the white outfit. Every single chick wanted a photo with me. It actually triggered him. It genuinely triggered him. I could see his face slowly crunching inwards as the day went on because he was getting frustrated because all the chicks wanted photos with me. There was this really cute Leafa chick too. Really nice cosplay. I could probably find the photo, but she was really cute that I ended up hanging out with the entire day. No, I never dated her. Never went anywhere. She had a boyfriend. Though her friends wanted me to date her. Can we get a photo of the Kirito outfit? Sure, I might post it later. Or maybe I could look at it afterwards. Hey, Monta Sensei, thank you for dropping by. And yeah, I'm well, mentally I'm feeling better. But yeah, I've made some changes to my diet to try and help with some of that health stuff that's going on. But yeah, that was the first time I ever did a cosplay. I think the second one I did was Fairy Tail, which was Jalal. And then the third cosplay was Deku. I kind of just picked ones that I thought that would work well, that I thought people would be interested. Like, I like My Hero Academia. I like Fairy Tail. I don't mind SAO. I don't think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, but I don't mind it. It's, you know, it's got its highs and its lows. But also SAO, the original anime was never designed to be it was meant to be a short story because of its compilation. So I never really take the anime too serious. That's why when I read the progressive light novels, which are much more better in detail.
The writing and intricacy favored its male characters, even though they have a female lead. Female agency would just be shoved in most.
Maid Deku? Yes, there is a photo on the internet, multiple photos of me in a maid outfit while also cosplayed as Deku. I cannot get into that maid fit because I've gained weight, which is a good thing because my doctor is very happy that I gained weight because I was quite underweight at the time that I wore the maid outfit, because that was when I was going through a bunch of different surgeries and stuff. So I was quite low weight. I wasn't unhealthy unweight, but I was still quite underweight. Now that I'm actually in the optimal weight, I can't technically fit in the maid outfit. Maybe if someone came behind me and zipped it up, I could fit in the maid outfit. I want a copy, please, of me in the maid outfit, or me in the Kirito outfit, or both, because I can get you both. The maid outfit one. The maid outfit one is me doing a French pose, laying on a bunch of bricks, in the Deku and the maid outfit, doing like the paint me like one of your French girls poses. I'd have to try and find it. I've got to be careful. Let's see. Because technically I do have an Instagram account. I just do not use it. It's where the original photo is. Let me find it. There it is. I don't really care if people actually find my Instagram account. It's just, I don't use it. So I don't want people to get their hopes up and think that you're going to get anything interesting from it. Alright. You want the maid outfit. I've got it. You ready, Cindy? Just for you. That was when I was a little bit more underweight now. I've gained some weight. Screenshot. I've posted it on Twitter multiple times just to troll people. But yes, that was the original one. I could probably try and find I could try and find the original Kirito one. Who was taking the photo? A chick was taking it. A friend of mine. A female friend. She used to do cosplays of Data Live. That's how I actually met her. The chick that took the photo. She did Yoshino. She did a Yoshino cosplay. And that's how I met her, because I was a big fan of Data Live. Of course, I still am. And I was like, oh yeah. You know, I like Data Live. She liked Data Live. So we became friends from it. There is an old classic photo of a bunch of chick. Okay. You know what, Cynic? Just for you, I'll get a couple of interesting photos for you. But I need to find... Oh my god. I can't show my screen until I've found it, because I'm sifting through Facebook photos. Let's have a look. Alright. Maybe I won't show that one. Oh, you know what? Why not? Alright. That one. That's another one. Yeah, I knew a chick that, well, I still do know her. I talk to her every time I go to a convention. So I'll end up seeing her in 4 weeks, because she'll be at AvCon. So I'll be seeing her there, because that's generally when I catch up with everyone from the conventions and stuff, because I know everyone there. Technically, and this is kind of funny, I'm technically a celebrity within that community. Not because I'm a content creator, but because of all the weird cosplays that I do. And all the weird shenanigans I get up to. So I'm technically a minor celebrity there, but then a celebrity separately as a content creator. And these are like 2 different lifestyle, like, identities that I have. The Minecraft kid. And then there's that one. That was when I did the Kirito one. But I was much more thinner in the weight, because that was after I had a bunch of surgeries. I had gone through a lot of my ulcerative colitis problems and all that, and inflammation. So I was much more thinner then. That cosplay cannot fit on me. Though, maybe if I lose some of that bloated belly from all the soda intake, maybe I could probably fit the Kirito outfit back on. Maybe. It's very tight. Maybe. Yeah, I kind of have a bit of a double life, right? My online life and my personal life are kind of a bit of a double life. There's a bit of meld between it, like I talk about my real life stuff, but... yeah. But yeah, that was my Kirito cosplay. My mother actually helped fix that up, because when I got it, I actually got it from China, right? It was a pre-made China outfit, and my mother tweaked it all. So what she did was she sewed parts of it. So she'd get like the little straps, and she'd sew them in so that they wouldn't move, so they'd sit on really well. And it was really good, actually, how she did it. So it all kind of like fit on. Because technically all these straps are all separate pieces that you have to take off and on. but because she sewed it all together, it's like one outfit, so it's really easy to take off and on. It's just my belly's a little bit more thicker, but maybe now that I've cut back on my soda intake, maybe that bloating will go down and I could maybe get back into the outfit. Maybe. I'd have to try. Maybe in a couple of weeks, maybe I could try and see if I can get back into it. If I can, I might wear it for a video or a stream or something. But as far as the maid outfits go, I don't know. I think it's a bit hard for me to zip up from the back. I could still try, but we'll see. I normally wear these as like the maid outfit. I generally wear as more of a troll, just because I just like being silly out there or anything like that. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you cross-dress, and it's like that's as far as my cross-dressing goes. But again, I was much more thinner back then. I've actually got the boots actually in the spare room. Actually, I just had them in the bag, so I can see why your friends were jealous. Yes. I've not spoken to her in like ages now, like 10 years. Probably around that. But yeah. She was very chummy with me at the time. All her friends wanted me to date her, but she had a boyfriend in some other state, so it never went anywhere. But she was nice. That would be a great goal for the Raw chat. It would be. Otherwise, I can always get another maid outfit. Maid outfits aren't that expensive. I think most of them are like $50 to $100 for a good solid, like a decent-ish maid outfit. Unless you want to get something really fancy. But yeah, those are the two main ones. I did have the Jalal one. The Jalal one isn't as interesting. I can try and see if I find it. Oh, you know what? Just for a little bit of fun, I'll show you that one as well, Cine. I'll find the Jalal one. The Jalal one didn't turn out as well as I had hoped. But it was decent. It's probably like the best photo I can find so far. There we go. $100 is cheap. Yeah, it's pretty reasonable to find a decent one. But that was the Jalal one. Because I had to draw the thing on my face, and I did that on my own, which was actually a lot more challenging. $100 is not expensive. I mean, compared to other maid outfits that I've seen, there's maid outfits that are like $1,000 that are high quality. $50 to $100 for a maid outfit around that is like, yeah. This guy was really awesome because he ran a stall and he'd have like a box under the table, and it would be for 18 plus only stuff, and it would be all hentai. He sold hentai like under that table, just on the side was all hentai. And if you go up to him and you just go, hey, can you show me the goods? He'd pull the box out and you'd be able to sift through it. All hentai. God, I wish I got more. I did end up getting some. I don't know where it is. It's in the other room. But he sold so much hentai. God, I wish he'd still turn up to conventions. But yeah, you can see I was a lot thinner. Because that was, again, back when I was going through multiple surgeries and I was having my health problems. So I was a lot more thinner back then. Now I've gained a lot more weight, which, again, I'm not overweight. So I've seen people say, oh, you should lose weight. I'm like, no. Bro is a deal. Oh, he was the best. He was so fun to talk to. And then there's this one. This was me and a friend. So I'll leave you that one as a final treat. I saw your picture on Twitter when you were about to go for an iron on a hospital bed. Man, you looked so different. But yeah, it's because I was much more underweight. I wasn't as healthy. The iron infusion that I ended up having back then really wasn't a pleasant experience. I ended up having some side effects from that. But yeah, that's the only real cosplays that I ever did was the Deku one, the Maid Deku one, the Jalal, and then the Kirito. I never really did much more cosplay after that. It was mostly just for fun stuff. Me and my friends just hanging out, doing silly stuff. This made Cindy's day. I'm bringing these out just for her. But I mean, I still had fun. Even with all my health problems and all that, I was still trying to enjoy myself, doing cosplay stuff and all that silly stuff. But now if I did do cosplay, I'd have to get all new outfits because, again, I've gained a lot more weight and a lot more muscle now that I do karate and all that kind of stuff. You can buy anything. I mean, I know a lot of people at the conventions. It was funny because Tony didn't realize that I knew some of the people that run the stalls at these conventions. And so he's like, oh, you know all these people? I was like, oh, yeah, no, I know all these people. Because I can get custom orders and everything from them. Because they hook me up, so...
Of the time. Another creator, Lady Inia, has a great video on My Hero Academia, specifically on this too, and how it's a little sexist, but this video isn't about...
how long did you struggle with your health for? Most of my life. It started in high school. It was like 10th year in high school, because I ended up dropping out of high school, because I almost died from food poisoning. Because that's how I originally got sick. I got sick from food poisoning, prepackaged meat, and I ended up getting salmonella. And the salmonella destroyed my entire large bowel. And I ended up spending I can't remember how long it was, 6+ months just sick, because they were trying to get rid of the salmonella. So they went through a bunch of different processes, and they couldn't get rid of it. And no one believed me. Except my GP, because I had a really good relationship with my GP. He trusted me. And he knew there was something wrong because I couldn't knock it off. So he sent me to a gastrologist, a specialist in the city. And they did a bunch of tests and they found out that I had inflammatory bowel disease. Or in this case, the specific one is ulcerative colitis, which is for the large bowel. Crohn's is for the up to the small bowel. But I had it for the large bowel. And I spent years in high school taking medication, special granules for inflammation. I was taking steroids to try and help with it, which did some bone damage as well because, steroids isn't good for the bones. But this is medical stuff, so that was the main side effect for it. And I spent a large portion of my high school just basically sick. And then even out of high school, I spent a large portion of it sick, constantly bouncing back from being healthy, sick, healthy, sick, healthy, sick. And so during those periods was when I was cosplaying, because I was constantly going through those yo-yo effects of losing weight because of all the health problems. Until one day I just said to him, I said, I want the cure, right? And the cure for ulcerative colitis is having the large bowel removed. So that's when I had the first part of the surgery. And then I went for a 3-part set of surgery, which was to have a J pouch, which is where you turn the small bowel into a reservoir. But my body didn't accept that, and it ended up creating more inflammation. So I ended up, over many, many years, ended up having to reverse the J pouch to just having what is a stoma. So that inflammation from the J pouch ended up doing some damage to my liver, which is why I've got the liver damage, which is also called PSC, sclerosis of the liver. The other thing that I also have wrong with my liver is I have a fatty liver, which is kind of weird because I'm not actually overweight. I'm actually quite in the optimal weight range. But I think because of my lifestyle and after my mother passed away, I kind of got into a bad routine of drinking too much soft drink. I think I ended up getting a bit of a fatty liver. But I'm pretty confident I can reverse that. But the PSC, I can't reverse. That's like permanent scar tissue damage to my liver. But that's manageable. The fatty liver stuff I can reverse, and that's why I've changed my diet, cut back on soda. I haven't really changed my diet per se, but it's more just cutting back on the soda and changing my general routines and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do, to just try and help fix things in general. So as far as things go, I'm the healthiest I can ask to be. But it doesn't mean that there isn't ups and downs, right? There's complications and hurdles that I have to navigate through and challenges and all the rest. So that's why every year I have to go through a bunch of blood tests and a bunch of scans just to make sure everything's hunky-dory. So
about that. The point of this video is that a lot of the time when women in anime spaces are putting their opinion out there, us girls are trying to...
As far as suing the people that gave me the food poisoning, yeah, no, the health department in this state didn't want to do jack shit. I know where I got it from, but yeah. For fatty liver, you need to change your whole diet. I hear that taking fish pills help, but I'd have to ask them. I do take vitamin D, which is what I think most people tell me to do. Anyway, I take vitamin D supplements. But I think a lot of the fatty liver was due to my soda intake. I drank way too much soda. And I've already noticed in the last 4 days of cutting back my soda intake by 80%, I've noticed a massive difference already. Like the bloating in my stomach's dropped by quite a significant amount. I already feel generally much more better in general. So I think it was just a bad habit I got into after my mother's passing. I just kind of went into a slump. I think it's like the version of being an alcoholic, right? A sodaholic, as one of my other chatters said last night, was that I just kind of, got into a really bad habit. So I'm trying to be healthier and more proactive. Plus, if I want to become a black belt in karate, probably not the best idea to be drinking as much soft drink that I was. So I think overall, yeah, Asmongold, you hear that? That's the thing, actually. I do worry about Asmongold's health, because as much as he might look good from appearances, I'm not overweight, but I had a fatty liver. He could have the same problem, but he would never know because he wouldn't get those tests done. And that's the thing. If you drink too much soda, it can affect you in that way. So it's why I do recommend, I mean, excessive soda drinking isn't healthy. And that's why I've got to practice what I preach. So it's why I'm determined to stick with it as well. But I have a personal goal as well. I do... What was I going to say? I was going to show something. If I was going to make a personal goal, if I can actually cut back on my soda intake for at least... for a set period of time. I haven't decided on the goal yet. I was going to buy myself a tree. I was going to buy myself this if I can last it out. That's what I was going to get. If I can do it. But it needs to be for an extended period of time. That's my goal. I don't know what I'm going to make it. Maybe 3-6 months. If I can last that long, cutting back on my cool drink, I might buy the Cat Planet Cuties figure for a bit of fun. But we'll see. Because I'm saving money from not drinking as much. How much soda did I drink? I drank probably around, give or take, 1.8 liters a day. It's a lot. I drink a lot of soda per day. It's why it's like, I've cut back by at least 80%. And I've already noticed the difference in my health. Like within 4 days, I've noticed a difference already. Massive difference. It's a lot, yeah. Is diet soda still harmful? Yes. That's why I just change it straight to water. It's more that, I drank a lot of soft drink. Way too much. I got into a very, very, very bad routine. Is there any... I don't have any problems with my kidney stones or anything. How is your kidney? Apparently perfectly fine. It's just the fatty liver that I had. So, I think probably within... I think I was worked out between 6 to 8 months, there'll be a substantial difference in my overall liver. But fatty liver is reversible. It's the PSC that I can't reverse, but that's been managed with medication and stuff, and I've solved that problem anyway. 1.8 a liter a day. How did you end up with that kind of habit? Have you suffered depression or anything else? I started the habit 2 years ago after my mother passed away. That was when I started excessively drinking soda. I just got into a really bad habit. That's why. It's not a good excuse because I shouldn't have done it, period, but that is the reason. About gold target into a black belt. I mean, getting a black belt's going to take me a couple of years, but I need to take my health serious if I want to get a black belt. Because I ain't part of a McDojo. They don't give participation trophies for karate over here. They beat the living shit out of you. So, it's why I'm determined. I'm determined to make sure that I do the cutback.
Communicate something, but anime fans just love hearing something else entirely, or they actually don't want to hear the girl out. I would say,
yeah, it's not an excuse. It's a reason, right? Because before my mother passed away, I only used to drink like a half a bottle of 1.25. Like I only drank, and that's still quite a bit, but it was never that much. I ended up tripling pretty much what I drank. I just got into a bad habit, and I just, in my mindset, I just didn't care for the longest period. But I just kind of realized that if I wanted to take things more serious in my training, my overall health, I needed to reverse that course. And it's not too late to reverse course. I have that opportunity still to reverse course, and I'm going to make sure I take that and utilize that and not waste that opportunity to reverse what's done. But it was kind of funny because my friend was reading my tweet that I made when I was talking about cutting back on the soda, and a lot of people thought I was cutting back on soda due to weight. And it's not due to weight. I don't need to lose weight. It's just the liver. Like, that's the thing. I'm not overweight. I'm in the optimal weight range. It's just the soda did other things and I just didn't gain weight. And not alcohol. Yeah, I don't drink alcohol. Mainly the reason why I don't drink alcohol is because all my family members were alcoholics. So I saw what went through them. So
I wish that women in battle shonen would get more focus narratively, and I don't know, that those subtitles don't match what you're reading does not match what I'm saying. No, translation, that's not what I'm saying. Where did you get that? Ah! And yes, this girl did not make that point of wanting better writing. She said more female protagonists. So let's lean into that. What could she mean? Because she didn't specify battle shonen. She didn't say that there weren't any female characters in anime. I just want better for women in male-dominated spaces to have a voice. And it's just, thank God this girl I don't think is on social media, because the backlash that I got for my video is pretty similar to what's happening to her. So Joey posts now a response to that video giving like 50 female-led anime.
So this is the part that frustrates me with this video, is that she's trying to put words in the mouth of the chick itself. And she's trying to insert a different interpretation of it, of, well, maybe she actually meant this and maybe she actually meant that. And then trying to throw mud at Joey for directly using her words as a, hey, there is plenty of female representation. It's like the whole, oh, well, you know, not well good enough written characters in battle shonens. It's like, yeah, but most battle shonens are made for males. And a lot of battle shonens have strong, good female characters. They all get their own arcs. So it's her taking this out of context, in my opinion.
And he got a lot of hate for it. And how did he respond to the hate? Really defensively. Really defensively. Where's the video? Let's watch it.
You know, I really shouldn't have to make this video, but
of course people took this way out of context and decided to shit all over me for it, so let's look at some of those comments and respond to them in kind, shall we? Bro, now make the same video naming all the animes with male leads and protagonists. I bet we will be here much longer. Not to mention, a ton of those stories are male-centered and also alienate women from them. First of all...
Okay, then don't watch said male-dominated stories. Again, it's... The problem is they're basically upset that a male-dominated story is made for males. okay, then go watch a female-dominated story. There's heaps of stories out there that have a main-dominated female cast. I think of like female harems. There's a female harem that I watched a couple of years ago called My Life as a Villainess, All Routes Lead to Doom. It's a great light novel series, actually. It's a great anime as well. But it's like, there are plenty of those types of stories that have a female cast, but they're just not mainstream. But because they're not mainstream, again, it falls back to that same problem. That's all this ever comes back down to. It'll sound like a broken record, but that's their main crux that they complain about. Yeah, it's called a target demographic, and that's the thing.
Well, I've already done a video like that many, many years ago. Also, to assume that I have somehow managed to, within a 1-minute reel, to list off all the anime with female protagonists is pretty ignorant. I don't even think I touched upon 1% of anime that happen to have female protagonists or some kind of female representation in them, and I think I did a pretty good job of naming as many as possible within a 1-minute time frame.
Okay, I don't think he's being malicious making this video. I think he's just like any other commenter, maybe any other Redditor. I'm sorry, Joey, but when you hear criticism, it's just the moment you hear criticism and getting really defensive about it. I get wanting to defend the medium. People were bullied a lot for liking anime.
I find the irony of her complaining about Joey being defensive while she literally just minutes beforehand was getting defensive about criticism towards her. I do find that really ironic. Entertainment geared towards men must always be diluted for people like her. More women means eventually no male leads and only women leads now. Yeah, it's pretty much Western media in a nutshell, how you're getting all these like stories that are slowly being changed. Like you see how like Iron Man and stuff, like they tried to make the Ironheart chick, and we're gonna disrespect Iron Man's legacy to try and make this woman power kind of DEI slop, and then no one wants to watch it, and then they go, oh, how dare men not watch it. It's the funny thing when they make these kind of shows and they say this show isn't made for men, and then men don't watch it, and then they complain, why is no one watching it? Because women generally don't want to watch those shows either.
I genuinely love Joey's responses because this is a perfect way to show you guys this is what happens whenever a woman says an opinion.
Yes. Classic condescending attitude from her. Oh, Joey has an opinion that isn't mine. Oh, he's talking down to me. How dare he disagree with me? You're doing the exact same thing.
Just keep going in circles.
And what do you mean alienating women from them? If you personally don't feel comfortable with a show, then don't watch it. Go and watch something else that makes you more comfortable.
This is what I mean. Nobody is saying that women are incapable of enjoying battle shonen.
No, you've already demonstrated through multiple videos that you don't like them. You've constantly ragged on them and saying that they have to be changed and you have to change the writing for the women and that you want them in a more lead position, which goes against what the whole point of the show is. You're trying to remove the creative freedom of writers because you want the show to be made specifically for you. Okay, then go watch a show made for you and your demographic audience. But you don't. You go into a male demographic audience and then you complain. It's a double standard. Right? You don't like it when men defend their own spaces that you're trying to change, but you wouldn't like it if men went into your space and tried to change it from within. This is such an NPC program response from her. Yeah, it is. Because she's being contradictory. It's a complete contradiction of her own statement.
A lot of girls like it. I love it. Clearly.
No, you don't. You've demonstrated throughout years of your own content that you don't. You've attacked the male gaze multiple times. So clearly you don't like it. Clearly you see an issue with it. So don't play the whole, or actually I've liked it all along. But you haven't. You haven't. I love that Espiritu takes as long as I do on videos. When I get into a rant, I never knew I could get this kind of ranty before. Until I started doing these reactions, and then it just goes on a tandem. It's just like, what, we're like 10 minutes in, halfway, hour and a half. We might be done by tonight. That's why I started early.
A lot of girls do. But again, if a girl says, hey, I kind of have like a thought that I sort of don't like about this show, and your response is just, then go watch something else. That doesn't, you're not actually hearing her out. You're not actually hearing.
Okay, but you could always go watch something else. See, this is the problem. You're basically saying, no, you have to do what we say because we're more important. Her whole attitude is, I'm more important, you have to change this because I said so. Yeah, we could hear you out, and we are hearing you out. We don't agree. Joey did hear the statement out, and he disagreed. Now you're getting angry that he didn't agree. Like that's the irony in it. You're saying, oh, but you're not hearing us out. He did. He watched the clip and he pointed out that there are plenty of female leads. People called him out on it and he's criticizing the criticism, which he has every right to do. Joey is right here. He's in absolutely the right position to call them out. Because all these people are doing is trying to say, oh, how dare you make a male story for men? Okay, again, you don't have to watch a male story. Go watch a female story. Oh, no, you're not hearing us. It's like, you're not getting the point. It's not made for you. We don't need to hear her out. We don't want to hear her bitch. I've noticed most of her videos that do well are generally the ones where she's attacking male type shows, like the male gaze, female characters that are bad in Showmans, those kinds of things.
You're not actually engaging.
And this is why I say that she's not an otaku. She's not an anime fan. She's a tourist because she's demonstrated that she's not interested in actually enjoying anime. She's interested in going to someone else's playground, stomping on the sandcastle and saying, no, you can't do that. You have to do what I say. And it's like, well, no, we want to build a sandcastle. No, you have to do something else. And it's like, that's all she's doing. She's just stomping her feet. But she's trying to use all the props in the background to be like, look, guys, I'm just a fan like you. I'm a weeb. While she fails to understand the basics of what the words mean, it just feels like a bunch of virtual signaling and a bunch of grifting to me.
You're not actually engaging with the thought that I'm having.
No, he's engaging with it. He just doesn't agree with it. He's engaging with it. You just don't like how he's engaged with it. It's as simple as that, bitch. He doesn't agree with you. Oh, but you're not engaging. No, your problem is you can't handle when someone says no. You've never had mummy or daddy tell you no. You've lived a pampered life. No, we don't agree with you. Go watch your own shit. Go over there. There's another beach over there where you can play your own little sandcastle. You don't have to come into our little beach and stomp on our sandcastle. We're having fun. We like what we're doing. You don't like it, go to your own beach. Go to your own little corner. There's plenty of stuff out there for you to enjoy. But you want to go into a male space and you want to force it to change.
Discussion I'm trying to give or add to how I feel about the show. Saying just go watch something else shuts down the conversation.
No, we've listened to your conversation. We don't agree. And our reply is, go watch something else. We've engaged with it. We've listened. Our response is, fuck off. It's that simple. That is our response. You've said your piece. We don't agree with it. There's the door. Use it. I don't understand how it's that hard for you to understand that woman. Did they not teach you English over there? Ask how I feel about the show, like her opinions matter more than yours. And that's exactly it. It feels like she doesn't like the fact that people don't agree with her. So she's going, you're not engaging with the conversation. No, we have. We just don't agree. Oh, but you have to agree. You have to. It's like, it's all it comes down to. Is she's stamping her feet because she doesn't like being told no. It feels like a spoiled child in a supermarket stamping her feet because mummy didn't want to buy her the lollipop. So she's now kicking and screaming in the aisle. aisle 3 for the candy section. Sorry, but you can kick and scream all you want. You're still not getting the lollipop. Grow up. Get out of the high school mindset.
Instead of leaning into it with curiosity. If you're
there is no curiosity. We don't agree. You want to change what is made for us, but you don't even want to go watch what is made for you.
If this is a video responding to backlash, why don't you try to understand perspective instead of getting defensive? Because I can like anime but also want better for it. I think anime
You're not asking for better for it. You're going into a male space and demanding it to be made for women. You're trying to change the demographic. You're failing to understand what demographics are. Shonens are made for men. Mainly. Doesn't mean women can't enjoy it, but shonens are made primarily for men, for enjoyment. You're going into a men's space and whinging that it's made for men. You wouldn't like it if men went into a woman's space and demanded to be changed for women. Wait, she's being defensive. What does she fucking mean he can't be defensive? That's the point. It's like she's being defensive, but then complaining about Joey being defensive and then being defensive. Because go watch something else would require self-accountability and willpower to do so. So instead, everyone else must change. Exactly. That's the root of the problem, is that and this is where it always falls back to when these chicks always say, we want more female representation. That's not what they're really asking for. What they're saying is, I want the female represented shows to be mainstream and to be more popular than the actual other shows that I don't like. It's a popularity contest. That's all they care about. They're not actually watching anime because they enjoy it. They're trying to watch anime because they want to feel popular. They want to feel like they're more important than other people. I don't watch anime because I want to be popular. Dude, I got bullied in high school for liking things, for being a gamer and a nerd, right? You think I do these things because I enjoy it? Well, sorry, I should say, I don't do these things, I do these things because I enjoy it, not because it's popular. If all I cared about was popularity, I'd be jumping on every latest trend, which I don't. I watch all kinds of esoteric things because I like them.
Improving writing is better for everyone, right?
I'm getting frustrated, so now I'm starting to tongue tie a little bit. She's just contradicting herself. Complains about defensiveness, or she gets defensive, complains about defensiveness, then gets defensive again.
When I made my Shonen Girls Are Trash video years ago...
Didn't you just say that you didn't have a problem with them? And now you're saying they're trash. You just contradicted yourself again.
One of my biggest examples was, of course, Sakura. Not because I hate Naruto. Naruto is my favorite out of the big three. But I was frustrated.
Clearly it's not your favorite. They'll never understand the hardship we went through because they wasn't the fans when it wasn't popular. Yeah. And it's because anime's become so popular and so mainstream now that they're trying to jump on this trend, but they don't like it. They don't like it, so they're trying to change it into something else because they're only in it because it's popular.
Frustrated about Sakura because Naruto as a show could have been so much better if she...
Okay, but people would disagree with that. You're trying to present your opinion as a state of fact. You're trying to act as if you are the authority of what is good and not. Just because people don't like Sword Art Online in my chat doesn't mean that others can't enjoy it, and doesn't mean that it isn't well written for what people enjoy. Again, one man's trash is another man's treasure. I mean, specific animes that I don't like, and I'm trying to think of a couple, but it's not like I buy figures for animes that I don't like, because I'm not psychotic, and I'm not a masochist towards my wallet, but there are specific animes that I don't like. But at the end of the day, I understand that they appease to someone else, and I just go watch something else. There's so much anime out there that I don't need to worry about shows that I don't like, because there's just so much. It's an all-you-can-eat banquet when it comes to anime. as far as recommendations go, like almost every season I can recommend a bunch of different animes for different tastes. I mean, Cindy is one of them where I recommended her an anime that's airing this season easily. Why? Because there's so many good different shows out there that appeals to different people. So there's always something, whether it's new or even older stuff that other people haven't heard about. There's so much out there that you can enjoy. But she's so fixated on mainstream shows having to be made specifically for her. Then she should write her own show comic and see if people like it. It's easy to be an armchair bitcher and then put your work out there for others. Yeah, I agree. I think if she made her own shows, I don't think they'd be that popular. Because a lot of it would just be like, and this is what I've noticed a lot of chicks do when they make their own stories. They use it as a self-insert for themselves. They don't make like an isekai where it's a self-insert for everyone. Like you look at something like, there's a couple of isekais out there where you can self-insert as any person. But for a lot of chicks, when they make these stories, they're made specifically for them and only them. So it's a self-insert only for themselves. And it ends up not being a story that you can relate to. And so a lot of people feel disconnected from a lot of stories that women make. Now, that's not to say that all women do that, because a lot of the mangas that I love are made by women. Because a lot of those women that make good mangas, they make them understanding what they're making them for. A great example would be, and most of my mangas are in the other room, but Yamadan and the Seven Witches, made by a woman. It's a great series, Yamadan and the Seven Witches. Boarding School Romeo and Juliet, made by a woman. Phenomenal. Absolutely love it. There's another one, I think, made by a woman. I think it's Cafe Maid Terrace. I think that's made by a woman. That's a great harem anime. I love that. And also because my favorite girl won. But a lot of good mangas are made by women. But those women understand what they're making. These types of women, they have no fucking idea what they're making.
Really contributed as a main character to the anime trio of Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura.
Full Metal, yep. It's another one made by a woman. There are good shows out there that women can make, but they understand the audience that they're making it for. And they make what they want, but also what others want. But it also shows that a lot of women like a lot of what men like. Women, most normal women, right, that are not politically retardedly captured, enjoy a lot of the same stuff men enjoy. But these chicks, they don't like. I don't even think she even likes the stuff that she claims that she's promoting, like Free Ren, Apothecary Diary. I don't think she likes any of these shows. I think she's just trying to virtual signal what she believes is the appropriate stamp of approval. I don't think she really likes a lot of them. I think she's just pretending she likes it. Well, because if she did, then she should go watch those shows, but she doesn't. Is Black Butler one that is well loved? I mean, Black Butler is very beloved.
Sakura, Team 7. And it's like, yes, of course Naruto's getting the complexity because he's the main character, but Sasuke did too. He got wants and needs, while Sakura just always felt like she was trying to catch up the entire show. As a little girl, I loved Sakura, and then I grew older and was like, wow, is this girl gonna matter? And then being met with...
Not every female character has to matter in a story. It's just the same as not every male character in a story has to matter. It feels like you, as a younger person, attached yourself to a character and then expected it to receive the same treatment as everyone else. I mean, maybe that's why you like Sakura, because she's useless. She represents your mindset. Useless.
A little bit, I guess. That's the frustrating that me and a bunch of other girls are talking about. Maybe even her. Moving on.
I think she meant ones that are as popular as like Goku, Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece. Didn't Spirited Away literally win an Academy Award and put anime on the map for many people, especially in the West, who had never even heard of anime before. Spoiler, this movie has a very well written female protagonist in it.
What you're saying, Joey, is like if somebody said, man, I feel lonely, and then you say, well, statistically, you're surrounded by people. That's not...
That is the worst analogy I've ever heard. That doesn't even make any sense. That's the worst analogy. Because Joey is right. If you're directly complaining about those shows not being mainstream, there are mainstream shows that are made for female-dominated characters. There are. But using the lonely analogy is the worst thing ever. That's a dumb analogy. And you know you're being bad-faithed in it. What the fuck is that analogy? It's a terrible analogy. My favorite character in Naruto is Shikamaru, and not once have I ever complained that he needs more screen time because I understand he's not the main character. Exactly. Some of our favorite characters are some of the most like underrated characters out there. And that's why we love them. That's why we barrack for them, right? And that's why we cherish when they do get those screen time. He's not a great... but all of the mirror work has female pro tags. I mean, yeah.
What your comments are saying.
Oh, sorry, I've read that wrong. Yeah. Because they are, but that's the thing. The lonely analogy doesn't make any sense.
That's not the point.
Bad faith, just stupid. Yeah, it is just stupid.
Point that you should be taking away. You are coming off so arrogant. Yes.
Arrogant? Arrogant? You're talking down to an entire community, telling them what they can and can't enjoy because you believe you know better. You believe your opinion is more superior than everyone else's, that everyone has to agree with you. And if we don't agree with you, then we're not listening. You're the arrogant one here.
You are technically right.
So you're admitting he's right, but you don't like that he's right. So you're being disingenuous and you're creating bad analogies in bad faith because you don't like that he's right. So you're being arrogant and you're being condescending and you're just being bad faith because you don't like that Joey's right.
Spirited Away is one of the most important anime films I'd say ever made. Gave a huge spotlight to anime. Chihiro is iconic. I'm a Ghibli girl. And
oh god. I don't believe that for a moment.
This is a Spirited Away poster right here.
Ah, yes.
But like again, is Spirited Away really your first thought when somebody's...
Really? So you're trying to basically throw his argument away? What happened to listening to someone's point, huh? What happened to listening to his point? Oh, that's right, you don't have to listen to it because it's Joey. He's an evil, misogynistic man. She's not a Ghibli girl. No, she's not. She's not. This is such a tantrum on her part.
Wanting to compare Naruto and Goku to something. I think Joey is just responding to the most literal interpretation of...
Yes, because that's what she said. He heard her say it. He replied to what she said. You are trying to put words in someone else's mouth to make a bad faith argument. You're trying to twist and strawman an argument because you don't like being wrong. You just said that Joey's right, and you don't like the fact that Joey's right. You're so angry that Joey's right that you're trying to build a bad faith argument.
The criticism instead of the emotional point that people are making. Because when people bring up Goku or Naruto, you're talking about being a powerhouse in culture itself. And yes, we're getting there with Frieren and Mao Mao.
So it all comes back down to my favorite show is not popular enough. It has nothing to do with enough female representation. It's all about I want my favorite stuff to be more popular than your favorite stuff. So all it is a popularity contest. It's all it comes back to. Every single point she has made, it all comes back down to I want it to be more popular than everyone else's. That's all you care about is your pride and your ego. You're not an anime fan. You're a tourist. You're a grifter. You don't even enjoy it. It's all about a popularity contest. Her criticism towards Joey is like stepping on a rake. It actually hits her in the face and works against it. Yeah. Because she's proving the whole point that the only thing she cares about is whether a show is mainstream or not. Not whether it's good or it's well written or if there's plenty of that representation. All she cares about is this mainstream? Who cares if Free Rent's mainstream? I don't care. If it's good written, then I'm happy. That's all that matters. I don't read Free Rent because it's popular or if it's mainstream. I read it because it's good. That's all that matters to me. Is the manga, is the anime, is the light novel good? Yes, I'll read it. No, I'll move on to something else. Your whole value system, woman, is this show mainstream? Yes, oh well, I better read it then. Oh, it's not made for me? Well, I'm gonna complain. Then fuck off to something else!
But of course it's not bad to want more. Hear her out.
I feel like I'm repeating myself, but all she keeps doing is going back to the whole issue of, is it mainstream?
Don't say, we already had this.
He literally said the point at the beginning. Telling only 2 anime for the obvious point mean that the other with female protagonists are not that obvious, and this is problematic when there is like so much more anime with male protagonists that are...
Okay, that's called supply and demand, dumbass. Welcome to supply and demand. You're basically complaining because there isn't enough made for you. Okay, then go enjoy those things. If you stopped chasing trends and watched things that you actually enjoyed, maybe there'd be enough demand for the things that you enjoy that there'd be more things made that you enjoy. That's your problem, because the only thing you care about is that if it's popular is the only thing that you're chasing. So that means all the shows that you apparently like are not getting enough attention.
Way more obvious than the first 2 he mentioned. I never understand why people, oftenly men, don't want the other to be represented as much as they are. Jesus Christ, people pretend like I'm the one responsible for the lack of female representation in shonen anime or something. Like, what do you want me to do about it, dog? If anything, I just did the opposite. I literally promoted a bunch of anime with female leads and protagonists that maybe people have not heard of that people should definitely go and check out. Once again, I will very happily welcome with open arms more female representation in anime, but can we all stop pretending that it doesn't exist just because you don't know that they exist? Instead of complaining about it, can we actually celebrate the ones that do exist and that need more attention and more mainstream time, quote unquote, and that more anime fans need to watch? And then when we get the next iteration of it, then we can talk about it, we can discuss it, we can celebrate it, because God forbid other art mediums don't have as much female representation as anime and manga.
Yes,
Joey's right there. But you know what you're gonna run to? But it's not mainstream.
This was a way better response and honestly could have been the...
He said that originally. You dumb fucking... You know, for a woman that complains that, oh, but you didn't listen to my point, you didn't listen to my point, you didn't listen to my point. You didn't listen to his entire point. That is his point. There is plenty out there. He didn't need to go 1 + 1 = 2, then add another 1 = 3. Oh, math! He didn't need to dumb it down for your dumbassery. He said it in the short. There is plenty of female representation. Go out and enjoy it. Give attention to those shows. Then there might be more that might come later. Support those shows. The only thing you care about is if it's popular. Oh, but is it popular? Because the only thing I care about is if it's mainstream. That's all you're focused on, woman. It's all you care about is a popularity contest.
Only response for this video, because now you're finally understanding...
No, you didn't listen to him, you dumbass. You didn't listen to him. Just because you're retarded does not mean it's his fault that you couldn't understand a single fucking word he said.
the real emotional frustration of what someone says, of what women could be expressing, instead of just listing female-led anime like Pokemon cards. Because yeah, it is important to give attention to what's been out
And you don't do that. So sit the fuck down.
in the past. I think that could have been the TikTok, make awareness of other shows instead of
He just did, you dumbass!
just listing them out. Like,
what do you want him to do? Go to your house and make you forcefully watch it? You... Oh my fucking God! You dumbass! Oh my Jesus Christ. I've never met someone this fucking stupid in my entire fucking life, woman! He just explained it! He listed them! Go watch them! You fucking... I need my comfort. I can't handle these women, bro. I can't handle these women. These women, man, they drive me crazy. They drive me crazy. Give her a strong backhand? Like, yeah, like Sean Connery. Sean Connery, based. You keep her away from my money. No, she can't have it. That's the male gaze. Male gaze stays safe with me. Oh my God, she's... Like, she failed to understand the entire point that Joey just made and then goes at the end of it, oh yeah, well what is... Like, does he need to spell it out for you? You're so dense and so condescending and arrogant. Oh my God. Oh.
a pompous asshole.
I can't do this anymore. She's so stupid. Oh my God. How can she be this arrogant and condescending and yet be trying to claim it on other people? Seriously. Oh my God. Oh my God. It is. It's pure projection. She didn't even listen to a single thing he said, and then she's sitting there preaching about, oh, but no one listens to what we say. Why don't you open these bloody ears, woman? Learn to listen rather than yap your fucking mouth off. You sound like those chirping birds that don't shut up. Shut up. Listen for once. Maybe if you listened to once, maybe you'd learn what bloody responsibility is. Maybe your parents needed to give you a beating. God, woman.
Joey, if you're watching this...
I think you can fix it. No, I'm not trying to fix this. I got better things to do in my life than try to fix this disaster. This thing's too fucking brain fucked.
Video, I think it's so important as a voice of the anime community. Like, you have the privilege of having a large audience, a large male audience, so maybe use it to explore and ask, why would a girl say that instead of just
oh my fucking God, you fucking
assuming tourist behavior. Because yeah, why do women and people still feel like they have to dig for stories that prioritize them, while all the male-centered action stories are the ones that dominate the...
Oh my fucking God! So it all comes back down to you just don't like a male story made for men. Go watch the other ones. Oh my god, I'm going around a circle, I'm going around a circle, I'm going around a circle, I'm going around a circle. Jesus fucking Christ. She's just looping herself. All it is me, 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 me. It's all it is. She's a privileged, pompous, little arrogant
culture. Oh my fucking god. That's the emotional frustration that your comments are trying to make. Yes, it's important to stop being surface level on anime and dig into the less mainstream shows. Don't just watch Jujutsu Kaisen. But right now in 2026 is when I feel like we're just starting to get more mainstream anime.
So it's all about being popular. You don't care about actually finding things you enjoy. All you care about is whether it's popular or not. That's all you care about. Who cares if it's popular? Who cares?
Women in the culture. That's why 5 years ago
She doesn't have any other talking points, so she's going to keep repeating. Yeah, it's frustrating because all she's doing is looping herself. It's so frustrating because it's like 20 minutes and all she's done is just looped herself of being like, yeah, but it's not mainstream. It's not mainstream. It's not mainstream. It's not mainstream. It's not made for me. It's not made for me. It's like, okay, go watch something that does suit you. Oh, but it's not mainstream. Why does it matter? Oh, but we need to make male-dominated spaces for women. Oh, but you're not listening to my point. Proceeds to ignore Joey's entire point. This is the most I've defended Joey in a long time. The poor bloody guy. God. This is why Joey needs to stop pacifying these people. I would rally behind Joey if he just said, you know what? I was an idiot. I shouldn't have pacified these tourists. I made a mistake. Let's call them out. And I'd be like, Joey. Thank you. I'll forgive you, Joey, if you just admit to your crimes and we can all work together and get rid of these horrors. We can get rid of these dumbasses.
A lot of women resonated with my video.
How many signs does she need before she knows this isn't meant for her? She's probably the type of woman that would text a guy 6 times, stalking the guy outside the window going, do you still like me? Like one of those crazy stalker ex-girlfriends. That's what I think she is. She's like one of those stalker ex-girlfriends that doesn't get over a guy like after 6 years of a breakup. And she's like stalking them on like every social media app. Oh, he moved on to another girl after like 6 months. Oh, that's bad. Like that's what she feels like. She's just like, she can't let go. Like she's too obsessed.
Despite all its flaws, because emotionally, a lot of girls who grew up watching anime know this cycle.
Trust me, I know women that have grown up watching anime and they're nothing like you. You're not like them. Trust me. They're waifu material. You're not waifu material. You're not. I wouldn't go near you if anyone paid me $1 million. There's no amount of money that any human, even Elon Musk, could not afford to make me want to date you. I know what real nerdy women look like. You are nothing like it. You are a fake, a hack of a woman. I go to a convention in 4 weeks. I'll meet real nerdy women that I talk to. I know what they are. I know what they look like. I know what they talk like. You ain't like that. You're not even in the same ballpark. And surprisingly, they're still better looking too.
Yes, it's a medium that makes me feel like I belong. And yes, anime has improved massively. We got Maki, who is so cool. And women in anime today are in...
We've had strong women years ago in animes. You just don't watch them. There are so many good, strong female characters that have dated 10, 15, 20 years ago. You just don't watch them because it wasn't mainstream back then. You only care about the mainstream. She turned on the camera, didn't have any points to make. Imagine how she lives her daily life. Yeah, exactly, Daily Chan. Like, I cannot imagine what she's like in real life. She'd be insufferable.
In a better place than they were years ago. This genuinely makes me happy. And I also promise that this isn't any real hate towards Joey. I don't want anyone to send him hate. I just want to give my thoughts. If you're sending...
Well, maybe you should have gotten a brain before you put your thoughts together. Because you lack a brain. There's no logic. There's no common sense. There's no first principles. There's nothing. All you did was contradict yourself and being condescending and hypocritical and made straw man points and repeated yourself. I'm annoyed at myself that I had to repeat myself for like 2 hours.
Him hate, I do not claim you. It's just so hard being a woman, putting your opinions on the internet, because like...
Oh, it's so hard being a woman. Yeah, no, it's not. There are plenty of female content creators that are able to put their opinions out on the internet and do just fine. There are so many women. I know plenty of women on the internet that are able to give their opinions and don't have any of this kind of pushback. Why? Because you're just hypocritical.
To be honest, I love having this platform, but you can ask anyone I talk to. Videos talking about women in anime and gender studies, I know is...
Oh, there we have it. Monta Sensei, where are you, Monta Sensei? She said it. She said the magic word. She said it. Gender studies. She's a uni student. She's a university student. Gender studies. There we have it. The shitty fake degrees. The shitty fake degrees. Oh, there we have it. She said it. Gender studies.
What most of my channel is, every time I make a video on it, it terrifies me.
Clearly it doesn't, because you keep making them.
Every single...
She needs a nose ring. Shitty fake degree for shitty fake fans. Exactly. I don't take anyone serious that does gender studies. Gender studies is just what dumbasses do to waste their parents' money.
Fucking time.
Or rake up debt.
It stresses me out because I'm so scared on like, what if I say something wrong? What if I didn't
Isn't it funny how gender study majors can't define proper gender? Exactly. Because it isn't about gender studies, it's about indoctrination. It's about indoctrination and brainwashing. I was going to make a joke and say there are only 3 genders, male, female, and Hideyoshi. If you get the reference, if you know what anime I'm talking about, you get a bonus point, you get a cookie. But yeah. She said everything.
Search the topic properly. Maybe I'm not making the right analysis, because if I make something wrong, if I can't name 5 anime, I will bring women back 50 years. Suddenly, I'm a tourist.
No, you're a tourist because all you're trying to do is destroy other people's enjoyment because you're a petty asshole.
Yeah, my whole channel is tourist behavior. Okay. I don't know.
Oh, she doesn't like being called out. Bucker and Test? Yeah, that's what it's from. Bucker and Test. That's a classic. It's a great classic. I love watching it. Or Bucker no Test. Yeah. I say Bucker and Test, but Bucker no Test. But notice how condescending she's getting now. She's really getting, like, really salty.
It's just the pressure is so exhausting. I'm a Foid, okay? But Foid rights are human rights. And I just can't shut up. I have thoughts and I want to get them out.
Well, maybe you should think a little bit more harder. I'd ask you to think a bit harder, but I just don't think you're going to. Like, there's nothing you said that makes any sense. You contradicted yourself. And now you're getting angry because people keep pointing out how hypocritical you are.
There, and as a woman, I'm aware.
Oh my god. Oh, because I'm a woman, I'm more special. No. There are plenty of women that don't say stupid shit. That's why you're getting called out. Because you said something stupid. If a guy said this, they'd get called out just as hard. Trust me, if we switched the roles and you were saying what Joey was saying and Joey was saying what you were saying, I'd be calling Joey out. No, she's not human anymore. She's barely a woman according to gender studies. True.
That the reason that women can have opinions and thoughts is because another woman somewhere stood up, got mouthy, and became inconvenient and annoyed other people, and things changed for the better. Not to compare anime discourse with civil rights, but...
Well, you just did. You just did it.
I'm just saying, women speaking up in male-dominated spaces...
You just admitted it. You just admitted it. You want to go into a male-dominated space and change what men enjoy and forcefully change it because you don't like it, so it has to change for you to fit your desires and not for what the men there want. So you care more about yourself than the wider community. So it's all about me, 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 me. So you have an ego. You think that you're more important than everyone else. Again, you're in a dominated space of people that enjoy said thing, and you're angry that people are enjoying said thing. I will do it. I will speak up in male-dominated space. You're welcome to. We accept you, Cindy. We accept you as one of us. One of us.
Has always been treated as disruptive, and anime is still a heavily male-dominated fandom. I love it here, but yeah, I have this channel, this platform to give perspective as a woman who grew up watching anime. Not because I hate anime, but because I love it enough to want better conversations around it.
No, because all you're doing is shutting down anyone that doesn't agree with you. You're basically saying, no, you have to change this anime to suit my desires. That's all the entire argument that you've ever made on your channel, which I'm going to go through, not her other videos, but I'll show some of her other videos just for the sake of context after this. Just so we get an idea of painting a picture of what she's really like for those that don't know her content. Because some of you don't know what she's really like. I want to show the full context.
I actually made a video about stories that I would consider the female power fantasy, what women look for in female characters.
Okay, then go watch shows made for you. This is what's so frustrating. She keeps going back to, I want it made for me. Okay, then go watch it.
It's a very underrated video on my channel, so if you're interested in that after watching this one, please watch it. I worked very hard on that video. But overall, criticism isn't bad, it just means you want better. And Joey can criticize and bring up how...
And none of those were anime, yeah.
How people overlook old anime, but what's not okay is to just shut down a whole group of people trying...
You're doing the very same thing right now. You're complaining about being shut down while shutting down everyone else. It's so ironic how she's saying this while doing the exact thing that she's complaining about.
To make a point. You could just say shut up and go watch something else, but like, when did that solve anything? Overall, I'd like to know, what are your thoughts on all of this? Do you think women in battle shonen are improving? Do you think media literacy is dead?
Yeah, your media literacy is dead.
I don't know. Who are your favorite girls in anime right now? Mine is my girl Coco. I'd love to talk more about Witch Hat if...
Maybe you should actually talk about the things you enjoy rather than trying to vandalize everyone else's enjoyment.
If you guys are interested, I'm Witch Hat's strongest soul.
Then why don't you talk about it? But you don't, because it's not popular enough, because all you care about is mainstream.
Soldier. Or if you want to wait a little bit longer, I can make my JoJo's Part 3 video next. It's a lot more episodes to get through and analyze, so I'll get there. Should I make more of these sit-down talks?
No. She just complained about feeling scared about this content, and then she's like, should I make more of these?
I kind of like doing it. Let me know.
So now she likes it. How can you contradict yourself within minutes? You just contradicted yourself. Witch Hat is DEI friendly? Yeah, it is. Of course she likes it. Yeah, because those books are Witch Hat. Those books behind it are Witch Hat. Just so you know. Even though it's blurred, it's Witch Hat. So, to give an idea So for those that want to see what the title is, it's there. But I want to show what her videos, what kind of videos she does. And notice a pattern, right? The videos that do the best are the ones that is where she's attacking something. Because you see straight away, right? But then she does like, women don't want to be villains, believe it or not. So, okay, so women can't be a villain in a story. So only men are allowed to be villains. See how contradictory it is? It's like, oh, well, you have to make the story. It's... And notice this, anime every guy should watch. And she's basically just hating on, again, the left animes, which are mainstream. Again, you don't have to like Solo Leveling or Demon Slayer or Fairy Tail, but notice a pattern. You can't like this, you have to like this. I don't know why she's comparing Free Ren to Apothecary. And then Seeing, Feeling. She's done Witch Hat 2 years ago. She could have done another one. Why Jojo is Daddy. Or Gojo is Daddy. But you notice that anytime she talks about something she likes, she doesn't get the views. So she only really gets a real kick out of it when she's beating on other people's stuff. Deserves better. Ah, yes. Spy Family. The idea of having a family is evil. And then she's talking about being a female anituber. You're not an anituber. Death of Romance anime. God, I don't want to waste my... I don't know if I really want to go through these. These would probably torture me. Someone's going to have to pay me money to watch more of this rubbish. Male gaze. Female gaze. Because remember, My Dress Up Darling, women aren't meant to like My Dress Up Darling. Oh, no, no, no. Only men are allowed to like My Dress Up Darling, even though I see so many chicks cosplay as My Dress Up Darling, because some women like to look pretty and sexy. God forbid. Oh, great. LGBT. Ugh. Why Showman Girls trash, let's talk. Almost 1 million views. So like I said, you notice a pattern. And then you notice as she started doing these videos, before it, they didn't do so well. Japan trip, all the rest. I don't get a lot of this stuff. These types do these weird type of self-help guru type videos. And then she just started hating on stuff. So, God forbid women like hot female characters. Exactly. But you notice a general trend here. That these women don't like the idea of other women enjoying something that they don't like. Oh, she's Filipino. Wait, she's Filipino. I believe so. But yeah, you notice a pattern when it comes to the videos that she's doing. There's a part of me that's curious of what she's trying to classify as the death of romance anime. But I'm like, I don't know if I really want to watch that. Because I feel like I'm just going to get triggered. I weep for Filipinos. Yeah, so do I. So I'm generally like kind of scared to watch these. But there's a part of me that's kind of genuinely curious of what she's going to say in there because of the death of romance. Because I love romance animes. So I'm partially curious. Oh. Maybe we could go 2 times speed. As a part 1? Ew.
Romance anime used to be beautiful, heart-wrenching, hilarious, heartbreaking. They used to make me scream at 2.
Still is.
a.m. as a lonely, sleep-deprived grade schooler back in 2008, where romance anime today is, okay. Is he jerking?
So she hates My Dress Up Darling. She really hates My Dress Up Darling. I can see why she hates it. Like, let's be honest here, guys. Let's be honest. I can see why she hates My Dress Up Darling. We only need to look at this, and I can see why she hates My Dress Up Darling. But that's a skill issue. Get good.
Off? Please, anybody, explain. What?
Completely agree. I'm sorry, but if you don't like Spy Family, you deserve to be on the list. Spy Family's great. I need to actually finish watching it. I always questioned Connor whenever he hated on it. I never understood why he had such hatred towards it, but he generally hates No Breast. She probably has some, but you look at the way she... Oh my god, that is not good makeup. Please, no. No. By the way, Spiritual, why are you already disappointed on seeing her video in LGB? I mean, I can already guess what she's gonna say in it.
What happened to the uwu shit? The flustered moments with the orbs in the background and the fourth wall breaking arrows that add comedy and sustenance? Shit that brings the viewer in to say this show doesn't take itself seriously, but the characters do. Romance in anime is often characterized by the term
She had terrible makeup in the last video? Yeah, she did. She's not very good with her makeup.
shoujo, which literally translates to young girl, and is said to just be fluffy hee uwu love stuff, while shonen translates to young boy.
Wow, you actually know what the word showman means. God, I wish you used that knowledge in this video.
Which
Whoops.
shit that brings romance in anime is often characterized, which literally translates to young girl, and is said to just be fluffy hee uwu love stuff, while shonen translates to young boy, which tends to correlate with the pow pow boom shows, when in reality, shonen also has this romance. This, yeah, really cute romance. And this, which made me gross, sob, and stay in my room for 5 days, and you're telling me this is just for boys? Enjoying shoujo anime?
So you're angry that it was made for boys. You really hate men, woman. You really hate men.
It also isn't just high school romance, it's also political action adventures, complex drama, shows that the fellas are really sleeping on, but shh, we aren't talking about that. I love shoujo as much as the next person, and you know, because I like looking outside of my demographic. You know, going deeper into anime. I guess you can say, I'm not like other girls. There's something
I need a moment to... This is why Daddy drinks, okay? This is why he drinks. Oh, God.
about shoujo romance that brings the audience in. It focuses on such a slow burn and just character interaction and relationships with greater depth and subtlety. I'm telling you that shoujo romance anime puts tension between two characters on a whole nother level. She's afraid of thunder, so he put headphones on her? I'm not really saying that romance anime is actually dead like what the title...
By the way, the placing of your mic is terrible. Ah, shit. Alright. You know what time it is. We got 6... 6, 7... Thank you, Kurumi, for the 67 joules. We get a 6-7 for you. That's the rules in this. This is the rules on this stream. If you donate 67 joules, you get a 6-7. That's just how it works. I don't make the rules.
Says, but the type of romance anime that came out between the mid-2000s and the 2010s are pretty much gone. done. Dead. Shonen really is the lifeline for romance anime right now.
Have a good one, chat, Spiritu. I have such disappointment. Yeah, same. I will, at some point, I will DM you, Cine, about collab idea. When the anime finishes, if you're still listening, when this finishes airing, I wanted to do a collab stream talking about this anime. So I'll DM you at some point about it after the stream, probably later on tonight, today, about it. But that won't finish for a while because we're on episode 10. Two more episodes after that. So you got like another 3 weeks. So we'll work something out whenever we catch up. If you bring another one of these chick videos, I respectfully decline. I am generally curious to see how she's going to attack romance animes, because as someone that loves romance animes, I want to see how bad faith her argument is. But it's like, oh, this is going to be the one stream where I talk about her content and then I don't want to ever have to talk about her again unless she says something really stupid. But when I saw this, I was like, okay, how is she going to attack romance animes? Because there's so many good romance animes, right? Like, she's attacking it and it's like, dude, we got this gem. This is great. And I mean, she did make that video 3 years ago, but still. So I do highly recommend this for anyone that hasn't watched it. Girls can't be kind to otakus. He'll DM you 6. I swear to God, chat. Swear to God. Chat.
Coming out with Horimiya, My Dress Up Darling, the Quintuplets anime, Komi Can't Communicate, Rent a Girlfriend. Whereas I'm looking for shows like Kimi ni Todoke.
Okay, then go watch those shows. So, I love the way she had to put Rent a Girlfriend in that list. That's disgusting. Do not put Rent a Girlfriend in the same tier as that.
Okay, Snow White with the Red Hair, or on High School Host Club. Made.
Okay, cool. And again, thank you for dropping by, Cine. I much appreciate it.
Sama, Kami.
You got to enjoy my torture.
Sama Kiss, Aoharu Ride. What happened to these love stories? Where did the romance go? I miss shoujo so much, and I want to talk about it. Hi there, my name is Inaku, and I love love. If you haven't noticed. I love romance anime. Slice of life romance is a genre staple. Stories about love, about your first crush is a tale.
You'd think Rent a Girlfriend would be her cup of tea. I generally despise Rent a Girlfriend. And I've read the manga. That's actually, yeah, that's one series.
As old as time. There's sort of a guilty pleasure feeling to watching these stories. It's definitely not the most amazing, spectacular show that's coming out in a season. It's not Attack on Titan, it's not Chainsaw Man. The genre is really repetitive, and when you watch enough, it has an ending where you know exactly what's going to happen, and yet you still want to see it happen. There's a girl at the top of her class and a misunderstood guy, or the other way around. They find out a big secret that nobody can know, and it becomes something that ties the two of them
She dresses like a Rent-A-Girlfriend? Yeah, she kind of does. The makeup's not good.
Together. They might not like each other in the beginning. In fact, it's better if they hate each other. They spend more time together because of funny anime.
Okay, so all you're doing is you're just telling me what you want. Okay, then go watch that. Is there actually any point to this other than you just going, I don't like A thing, make a B thing?
Circumstances and see each other in a new light. When someone finally realizes their feelings for the other, boom, a new love interest enters the scene. And now there's jealousy, there's fighting, until they realize that they care so much because they're in love. And then the show ends with hand-holding. And if we're lucky, a kiss. And if we're super lucky, a second season. But does the show finish? No. Sometimes it ends with just them having these feelings.
Then go read the source material.
And they're just happy to be around each other, and there's no second season or third, and you're unhappy because you want more and there's not. And that's the
Then go read the source material.
formula. Every anime romance takes place in high school, and you can just watch a pretty girl and a pretty boy get together so often at this age. Just high school kids in different fonts. Shoujo romance got to the point where it's getting parodied now by shows like Nozaki-kun. Kiss Him Not Me.
I don't think you really fully understand what a parody is, but all you're doing is you're just dunking on good romances because you don't personally like them.
and Kaguya-sama. They literally make fun of shoujo romance, but shoujo romance can never die. It's something my 12-year-old
Yeah, they can make inside jokes. You literally just complained about them not having inside jokes. And then you note that there's inside jokes. You contradict yourself again.
pubescent self wanted and giggled over, and it's something that my
Kiss Him Not Me is funny. Yeah, it is. It's great. She's brain rotten. She's completely brain rotten.
current self longs for. Let's talk about what I consider the classics, the peak, the chef's kiss of shoujo romance anime. I mentioned this trope earlier, one of the characters always has to have a secret, or our two leads do not get along at first. This girl has a secret job, she is secretly female, and this girl is secretly in love with a cat. The main girl only cares about school until she starts caring about this idiot with a goofy grin, and now this man has fallen in love with her roundhouse kick. They were so good. Around the mid-2010s, shoujo romance decided to add some more variety into the mix. We got shoujo romance focused on deeper stories, a show set in the medieval times with a romance between a prince and a regular girl, a girl who accidentally becomes god and is stuck with a fox demon to protect her, and of course there will always be high school romance anime, but instead of liking the pretty boy in this one, she falls in love with the unconventionally attractive guy. There are darker tones to some of
I see what she's trying to do here. She's basically just complaining that she wants all the romances to be made for her. So she doesn't like when a romance anime is made for a male-dominated audience. That's all it comes down to. It's the exact same thing as the last video. She just complains that animes are made for men, and that it all has to be made for women. There are heaps of romance animes still to this day that are made for women. For a main demographic of women. But it just feels like she's an insufferable asshole. It's also noticeable that she seems to really hate nerdy looking guys, but she wants the big buff guys. So it feels more like she just doesn't like nerdy guys. Well, you're definitely in the wrong place.
them, whatever these are. This then leads us into the present, where in 2020, there were literally 0 shoujo anime adaptations.
So it all comes down to I want. Well, you could always go read the source material for the other ones that you just complained about.
Despite shoujo manga having a ton of sales competing with shonen manga, right now what's kept me alive is Wotakoi, which
So you just admitted it, that there's plenty out there, you just don't want to watch them unless they're an anime. Well, go read the manga.
came out last year with no second season, and the remake.
Yeah, because if you actually read the manga, which clearly you didn't, there really isn't enough material for a second season. And they did a bunch of OVAs. So if you actually understood any of that, yeah, it's like, go read the source material. There was there was source material left after it, just not enough really for another season.
Of my favorite shoujo romance anime that came out in 2006
And I have the manga for that.
Actually, it got the Brotherhood treatment and got remade in 2017, the infamous Fruits Basket. But other than those two, come on shoujo anime, let the girls eat. While shonen romance can be a
So all it comes down to is, she just, yes, it's all popularity again. Yep. That's all it comes down to. Is Girls Can't Be Kind to Otakus a shoujo manga? I would think so based on the art style. I don't know what... I mean, those are the tags, but it really depends on your tag. I mean, I recommended it to Cindy, and Cindy loves it. Cindy absolutely loves this anime. I need to catch up to date on it. I'm only a couple of episodes behind, but... I have a vague suspicion she can't read. She's a gender studies after all. Yeah, probably. This is why I just wanted to watch this video as the last kind of appetite to this, because I wanted to get an idea of what she was like 3 years ago and her opinion on romance animes, because it gives you a clear idea of how she thinks about anime in general, because her opinion has not changed. She's claimed that she's better at articulating herself. No, she's basically the same 3 years ago. It all comes down to she doesn't like men having stories made for them, and that everything has to be made for her.
hit or miss. You know what? All
And again, you can sit there and say, oh, but there's no animes made for me. Okay, go read the source materials. There's so many mangas and light novels out there that she could read, but she chooses not to.
always hits, anime movies that can make you cry. Movies don't really have a demographic labeled on them, and so I hope anime can lean more towards that. Makoto Shinkai animates movies that you can always bawl to. I swear, this man is about to make me cry to a chair. Movies like Ride Your Wave, I Want to Eat Your Pancreas have me crying in the club at 3 a.m. Now, if you're like me and all of your favorite shoujo romance don't have a second season, and or you've seen the lack of shoujo romance, do you want to know what I did? Do you know what got me through high school? Reading. Reading shoujo.
Wow, then why didn't you do that? Because maybe if you read the actual other one that you just complained about, you'd know that there wasn't enough material for a second season, that they did a bunch of OVAs.
Shoujo and only shoujo. So if you're looking to get into reading some shoujo manga, here's a beginner list of manga that have made me scream internally at 3 a.m. Dengeki Daisy, a shoujo manga classic. Because studios refuse to adapt it into an anime, Asama, shoujo mature, all its older acted in it with this entire say that aesthetic, the experience shoujo as I was. One day she meets a cleanser girl, clean up my...
At least she's recommending some, but then she's contradicting herself because she's saying, oh, well, there isn't anything for me to enjoy, but also there's all these mangas that you can read. Unless you've read all of them, which I highly doubt, there's plenty out there. But this is the thing, she complains that there's not enough anime out there for her 3 years ago, then they make more anime for her, and then she complains it's not good enough.
My room, my house, the life by your shoujo heart. Originally, I wanted to make a video about the shoujo classics, or on Maid Sama Fruits Basket, but I kept getting really mad writing this script, and then it turned into a rant, and then I brain vomited this video out. And don't get me started.
Yeah, you need to not brain vomit.
Started with 90s romance shoujo anime, Fushigi Yugi. Oh, I also forgot to mention honorable mention Full Moon wo Shagashite. I swear I can keep going, and I will if you want me to. But if you want a dedicated video to a shoujo classic, please let me know. And if you're looking for a more detailed video about the shoujo crisis that is happening, I have to point you to Colleen's video on the decline of shoujo anime, and the Anime Tease video, Shoujo Romance is Disappearing. Both videos are incredibly insightful and are very, very interesting.
No, they're not insightful. You're all just a bunch of condescending, hypocritical narcissists.
To watch. Both of them give so much perspective on the anime industry entirely, and with that,
I doubt you know anything about the anime industry.
I wanted to add my perspective and thoughts to the conversation around shoujo. Actually, please let me know your thoughts as well. Leave a comment.
No, you don't like people's thoughts. You just said in this video you don't like when people don't agree with you.
Comment down below if you've seen the lack of shoujo anime coming out recently. Have you watched shoujo anime before? Please let me know your thoughts. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, all of it, none of it. Also leave your opinion on romance anime.
Oh my god, I don't give a shit. Go away. Oh my god. Why did I? Why? There's a good romance anime right there. Go watch that one. I mean, here's a bunch of the female ones, because if you go through all the villainous ones, these are all like mainly dominated like female protagonists right here. I mean, that was the one that I just talked about before. My Next Life is a Villainous, all routes lead to Doom, because it's got 2 seasons in a movie. Season 1, Season 2, and then there's the movie somewhere. I need to finish watching that. That's a pretty good one. There's the movie. So there's a lot of villainous type stuff out there. And I mean, villainous style stories have become a lot more popular as of late. There's a massive resurgence for them, and they're pretty good, right? If you're into those kind of like female protagonist kind of stories, that's another good one as well. May I ask for one final thing? I actually need to finish watching that. Might actually watch that tonight now. But that's a good one as well. Do you recommend the manga anime version or both? For what? Does reading bullshit count? I don't know, it depends. I mean, she doesn't seem to really read them. Yep, and cater to... I mean, a lot of these are for female protagonists, right? So they're good for, like... But I like some of them. Some of them are really good. Like, I really like All Routes Lead to Doom. It's a good one. It's a good classic. It's a good comedy. That one isn't too bad. It's a little bit more cutesy. Little bit more cutesy. That one's a good comedy. I call it One Punch Girl. I think it's good. This one is good because it's a guy that gets transferred into a chick, and then the family play the game as well. But you got to go on high dive unless you go elsewhere. So again, her whole point is wrong. There's plenty of good shows out there for chicks, and there's some good ones that I've watched. So I just don't agree with her. I love the villainous anime with the red head. Oh yeah. Oh, this one. I actually haven't watched it yet, but it's got 2 seasons, so might be worth giving a watch. I'm not convinced she can read. I don't think she reads. I mean, she might read, but she clearly doesn't read. So, Like I said, there's plenty of good shows out there that she can enjoy. I actually need to catch up to date on this. I haven't been watching this, but I do need to watch this. I gotta get up to date on the latest episode of... because I'm up to date on Slime. I actually need to make a video on Slime on the other channel. I've actually been really enjoying it. I like the fact that they're not doing the recap episodes and all the table talking as badly. Like, they've done a really good job at the pacing for Slime this season. I've been watching second season of that. I've been enjoying that. Class from the Elite, I'm up to date on. I've not been watching ReZero. I do want to catch up to date on that. I haven't watched that. I just generally don't like it. I've been keeping mostly up to date on the Gals one. And I've been kept a little bit up to date on this one as well. Mistress Kana. A little bit. But I need to get more up to date on that one. So I've been watching a fair few animes this season. I've been watching a couple of old ones. I rewatched Log Horizon just for a bit of fun. Too many animes to catch up. Literally need to schedule. Yeah, there's a lot of good animes coming out. There's never a dry spell of animes. Next season, I feel like there isn't as many. The bottle one. I don't know when the bottle one comes out. But you got Slime still coming out. Mushoku Tensei, boy, yeah, we're looking forward to that. Otamu game, I am so looking forward to Otamu game. Skeletal Knight, looking forward to that. I did enjoy that. Country Bumpkin, that was good. 100 Girlfriends, yeah, it's, 100 Girlfriends is 100 Girlfriends. I didn't like the dub for this because the dub was really just cringy. Like, they changed a lot of the dialogue to make it very modern Western, and it felt like it changed a lot of, like, the conversations. But I might just, I just watch it in sub. I need to watch Iruma-kan this season. I haven't actually watched season 4. So, I definitely got some interesting ones. I mean, I've been waiting for Saga the Tiny the Evil. I mean, everyone's been waiting for that, so... And then, end of this year, you got Reincarnated as a Sword, which I've been enjoying. See ya, Candy. We'll probably be wrapping things up soon anyway, because we're hitting the 3-hour mark. Pocketary Diary, super looking forward to. Cannot wait. I do want to watch the movie when it comes out. But we don't really know too much that's coming out that season, so I'm mostly just focused on this season. I'm probably going to do a lot of videos on Mushoku Tensei when it comes out, so we'll definitely have that to look forward to. But, I mean, we tortured ourselves. We went through this video. As far as next videos go, I don't know what I'll go through next. I'll probably save Gundam's video, and I know Monta Sensei dropped a new video. That was a day ago, but that's a big video. I need to catch up on some of his content. I was going to watch that, but I was mostly keeping up to date on that drama, so I need to... But... yeah. If I find any other stuff to react to, because, yeah, I'll save the Juice one for later. How long are we going to wait for JoJo Part 7 Episode 2? See you, Beelzebub. Thank you for dropping by. But, yeah, I mean, when Mushoku Tensei airs in, like, 31 days, oh boy, are we going to have some fun. We're going to have to do some streams for Mushoku Tensei. We're going to have to do some streams. Like, that's going to be fun. I mean, that could be interesting. Because I'm just kind of looking at the time schedule for Mushoku Tensei, right? So it would be 10:30, 11:30, 12:30. So Mushoku Tensei would air at 12:30 at clock for me. I mean, what I would probably do is I would probably do a stream the day after the episode airs, and then we talk about Mushoku Tensei. I don't know how many people are up for Mushoku Tensei streams. when it airs, but we could do that once a week. That would be super fun. Once a week stream talking about Mushoku Tensei and any other stuff as well. We could always talk about Otamu as well. So we could do some of that kind of stuff. I think that would be something fun that we can do next season. But as far as this season goes, there's not too much that I really want to talk about in these. I just couldn't get into Jobless Reincarnation. I love Jobless Reincarnation, but that's just because I love the flawed nature of Rudy. I was asking your suggestion, anime or manga version, or both for Girls Can't Be Turned. I'd recommend watching the anime. The anime is great. Anime is super great. Never seen Mushoku Tensei. I'm a big fan of Mushoku Tensei. But I've read the light novels for Mushoku Tensei, so I know what's coming. I know what's coming for the season. Very hyped for it. Very hyped. It's going to be a lot of drama. So... But yeah, I'll probably wrap up stream. I'll probably get some food, feed the cat, kick the cat, put it in an oven, and I'll sort out stuff for next stream. But like I said, I'll go over the degeneracy one. I can close that now. And I'll work out some other stuff for next stream. But I wanted to go over that video because I wanted to talk about it, so... is the MC a douche? Never seen Mushoku. I mean, the MC isn't a douche in Mushoku Tensei. It's complicated. You make him sound like one. He's a flawed character, right? He has his strengths, he has his weaknesses. I only read Mushoku Tensei, never watched the anime. Well, that's an interesting way to go about it, so yeah. But yeah. Much appreciate everyone dropping by. We finally made it through that video. Wanted to skim through the romance one just to kind of get an idea of what her past and present is. So, much appreciated. Again, thank you all for dropping by on the stream.